allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember the 4 steps, the rituals, as you tune in into this broadcast live. After reading the caption of the broadcast, the next thing to do is to read the description of the broadcast. Like it, share it. As they say, there is love in sharing, right? Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell them that the temple is open, the temple of uncomfortable truth. All right? So, Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And once you have done that, just sit back, relax, and listen to the full gist as we unwrap them. As I unwrap them, so to say. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, this evening, the updates from the people who have somehow compromised the judicial system in Nigeria, as exposed by Dele Farotimi via his now bestseller book, Nigeria Criminal Justice System. If you have not procured one of this book, man, you are missing. You should. All right. We treated it on Máyégún's Diary Politico, and you see, some of us are even expecting Dele Farotimi to write volume 2 of the Nigeria and its criminal justice system. The book that exposed the crooked life or legacy of Afe Babanlaole, the old man that has contributed to the compromised judiciary in Nigeria. Criminalize it enough that Nigeria judiciary is now mainly for the highest bidder, the corrupt lawyer with his corrupt chamber that has corrupted the Nigerian judiciary, as exposed by Dele Farotimi, a book that really triggered the Nigeria's elite ruling class, that their reaction at first was to actually, their actions, right, was to justify every page of that book as published and exposed by Dele Farotimi. Afe Babanlaole, 95-year-old crooked old lawyer, a man that is believed is instrumental to the rotten judicial system you have in Nigeria today. There are many, but he is the doyen of judicial criminality. He took offense. He was so mad that they started the abuse of power by hiring Nigerian police to kidnap Dele Farotimi from Lagos to Ekiti. You see, defamation of character, to start with, right, is a civil case. I said that on this platform repeatedly. Some said, you know, some ronukus disguising as normal human beings. Some came on this platform and said, the book is defamation. It's a defamation of character. If your character is defamed, if there's somebody, if you feel like somebody has done something like a libel against you, what you will do is what? You sue them. And that will be after your lawyers have written them to say, withdraw everything you have said about my client. Okay? If you don't withdraw what you have said and apologize to my client, I'm taking you to court. It's a civil case. It's not a criminal case. You can even sue somebody and say, I'm suing you for 100 billion naira defamation. Baba, last, even if you win the case, they cannot put somebody in jail for that. They will tell the person to pay damages. And the court can say, okay, you know what? For this case, you need to go and pay this person 5 million naira damages. You can ask for 1 trillion naira. You can ask for $100 billion. That is you. But you know something? The proof of any defamation didn't lie on Dele Farotimi, remember? Yeah, it lies on the Afe Babanlaole and it's a gang of judicial crooks in Nigeria. They are the ones to prove that everything Dele Farotimi published in this book is a lie. They have to prove it. If they can't prove that everything in the book is a lie, then forget about the media trial. Of course, Afe Babanlaole, that was supposed to be a lawyer, knew all of this. It is Nigeria. Here you get. It won't really kind of make them feel good if they do not wield the big stick by going extrajudicial, by going illegal, by using the corrupt system, okay, to punish somebody. Because you know what they will say, what they normally say in Nigeria is this. A big man in Nigeria will be like, how dare you? How dare you? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you are talking to? You know what? I will deal with you. Who is your father in this country? You know who you are talking to? Hello? Police IG. I need 5 boys. 5 boys. I want to teach somebody a lesson. And true to it, the police IG will send 5 boys, policemen. They will grab you, beat you up, torture you. Say, how dare you talk to that big man like that? It's a Nigerian thing. It's not about the law, right? So then they started the mockery of the judiciary, these rogues, right? From Afe Babanlaole's chamber. They started initiating different cases. Same defamation, different lawyers. They were instituting different cases all over Nigeria. I was expecting to see 36 court cases in 36 states of Nigeria. They went as far as going to the judicial, what do you call it? They have a name for that. It's like the body for lawyers in Nigeria, okay? So they went there. They said they should remove Dele Farotimi's name from the names of lawyers in Nigeria. Those ones are like, the only reason why we can punish Dele Farotimi as a lawyer is if he has done anything that is, contrary to the legal practice. So you get like is committed a crime as a lawyer. But if it is about writing a book, that's not our business. Okay, just take it to court. Okay, court can decide on that. So this morning, Afe Babanlaole, right, now told the gathering in Ekiti that the Horny of Ife, met with him last night. They had a meeting, all-night meeting, talking about how Afe Babanlaole should forgive Dele Farotimi. And Afe Babanlaole was like, I have considered that. So I'm going to tell my lawyers to withdraw the case in court. Guess what? Afe Babanlaole's lawyer, not a single case instituted against Dele Farotimi, is launched by this coward old man to start with. The first case of using the police to kidnap Dele Farotimi from Lagos was initiated by the Commissioner of Police of Ekiti. The second case was initiated by the legal police IG of Nigeria, Igbetokun, right? The third case was initiated by somebody who claimed that because they mentioned Afe Babanlaole's chamber in the book, what's his name again? Fajumeju or something like that. That one initiated a case in Abuja. Another lunatic, another charge and bail lawyer from the same Afe Babanlaole chamber initiated another case that, he defamed our chamber in Ibadan. Another lunatic lawyer from who is also linked to Afe Babanlaole initiated another case in Port Harcourt. So we're waiting for the remaining 30, how many days? I mean, how many states? We're waiting for the remaining 33 or 34 states for them to initiate other cases, only for them to come down and say, we are going to withdraw the cases. I right. Because you had no case. They had no single case. The ronukus, ronu Nazis, the ronu bandits, the ponus, right? The bat idiots, the bad stats, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all-risers, the voluntary slaves, ombud slaves of this world. They were rejoicing, remember, that Dele Farotimi, for always tackling Tifnumbu the druggie, deserved to be locked up forever. They even said, if you read the book, no, that detail, that book is a defamation of, it's a defamation. I told you that all of this whole thing would disappear. The real intention was to get him locked up, and if possible, lock him up for as many months as possible. Unfortunately for them, Dele Farotimi is not a pushover. Unfortunately for them. Dele Farotimi, like he said it himself, emu eki, right? Yes, there are those who enjoyed being slaves to these criminals. Fine. But there are other people that are actually freeborn. They are not slaves. Whether physically or mentally, they will never, the true born Yorubas will never succumb to being slaves like all these druggy followers, these Tifnumbu's adherent, slaves that want everybody to actually appear and walk like them. So now, like I said and predicted a month ago, the entire case will begin to fall apart, will begin to fall like a pack of cards. And starting with the pronouncement of Afe Babanlaole, who has no real case. He has no case. There's no case. Using the police to charge him for cyberbullying, cyber this, and the rest of that. Here you get. It's all temporary. And I am happy to tell you today that, yeah, the chicken has now come home to roost. They wanted Dele Farotimi to apologize and possibly write a rejoinder and say, I am sorry, so that they can use that against him. Here you get. See, if for any reason, this is a lesson for all of us. If for any reason you get sort of bullied by any of the Nigeria establishments, whether not the elite, the politicians, or any money misroad criminal in that contraption, don't ever apologize. If your lawyer says, you know what, for the peace to reign, let's apologize, just write that you are sorry. Don't try it, don't do it. Because in most cases, right, that your apology go is a sign of guilt. That means you say you agree that you have done something wrong. Don't ever. I'm not living in that contraption. So definitely this is not applicable to me. But if for any reason anybody decided to kind of begin their usual madness in that contraption, everything, whatever, I've told you this many times, whatever comes out of my mouth, it's not an error. It's not a slip. I don't do slip of tongue. I don't do, I didn't want to say that too. I'm sorry that I said, no, I don't do that. That's why sometimes I kind of give my own caveat before. I'll say, well, I want to say something. If you feel like this thing is going to get you mad, I am not sorry for what I'm about to say. But I know the people, what I'm about to say is directed at. But if for any reason you take offense, me will kill you. So that if you won't get mad, may you get mad too. I have no apology for you. If I want to talk about your criminal pastors and somebody claims to be a Christian and want to take offense, may go kill you, may go blind you in Jesus' name. New. So if I want to talk about your fake imam and all this your bedsheet wearing what do you call it, rogues, extremists, and you as a Muslim want to take offense, may Allah perish you new. I no get apology, I know they apologize. So that is why somehow it is very, very ideal. Never apologize to these rogues in that contraption. Never try it. Because that is what they will use against you. The moment you say, or you go do mistake, go pen something that say, I want to use this medium to apologize to. I'm very sorry for what I said because I didn't mean to. I was didn't mean to care. So if you feel like what I said offends you, it's somehow it affects your feelings. Here you get. About me, I go double down. The best to make you do be say, just sue me. Just sue me. And listen, that I am living in the UK and you are living in the contraption or you are living anywhere in the world. If I say something that you feel like is libelous, right? You can sue me. I've got email. You send this thing to me. Yeah, this is what it is today now. In this day and time, nobody is safe. I mean, nobody is, what do you call it? Nobody is invincible. You can sue anybody in any part of the world. Baba, you can sue me. But the only thing is that you can't sue me. Because on Mayegun's diary political, what I come here to sort of break down, right? Even though I will add my own jara, they are already publicly available information. So they sue me. Because I waste time already. But Dele Farotimi, you apologize and let this whole thing go. Apologize to who? Now, Afe Babanlaole should be apologizing to Dele Farotimi that my son, I am sorry. I'm a criminal. Yes, you don't catch me. Yes, you don't catch me. Your book don't catch me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It is the Afe Babanlaole that should be paying damages to Dele Farotimi now. Nigeria police should be paying damages to Dele Farotimi. And I love it. I love it that he said, no, I'm not apologizing to anybody and I'm not sending anybody to apologize to anyone. Whatever it is that the Horny of Ife, honey is like the honey. How do you pronounce that honey? The man that is always honey. The Horny of Ife. Somebody came and said, Mayego, I respect you a lot. Why are you calling the Horny of Ife the Horny of Ife? Pretty well, continue to pretend like he is not an honey truly. So you are proud of having that guy as your own Horny of Ife, Abi? You are. A complete disgrace to the Yoruba race. A total disgrace and embarrassment to the stool that he represents, everything around him. A crooked criminal walking about and then, denigrating the same stool. That we have had actual responsible human beings who actually held that same stool, with so much respect and what have you. Now you have somebody who is a pure political lackey. So whatever you discuss with Afe Babanlaole, that is their own cup of tea. Here you get now. So that Afe Babanlaole is now saying that he has listened to the Horny of Ife. And therefore, he will ask his lawyers, Baba, you better do it. You see, even when you do it or you don't do it anyway, number one, you have no any real case. You don't have any case. If there is anything at all, right, you just have to come out and say everything in this book is a lie. It is not on Dele Farotimi to prove that what he wrote in this book is true. No, he's published his own truth. Now you go come prove, say waiting there inside this book na lie. Anything short of that, you hold Dele Farotimi and you hold a lot of us. Apology. You owe me an apology. If Afe Babanlaole get to see this broadcast, show it to the old man. He owes me an apology. You know why? He stressed me up. Because I was like, what could somebody who is a lawyer a senior lawyer for that matter, somebody who has been practicing law for over 60 years, needed somebody like us who didn't study law to actually see through the legality of his own action. How many of such illegality have they done before they did it to Dele Farotimi that made it public? How many people have they sent to the gallows using their criminal court system, using their criminal justice system to deny people justice, lock them up? How many? Dele Farotimi is somebody with so much kind of like, they were surprised that almost everyone in that in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, they turned him to overnight a superstar. Everybody was interested in what did he write in that book that got these people so mad that they had to be breaking their own laws and they didn't care that they are abusing the same judicial system that this guy published a book to expose. What did he write in that book? Now, more than 100,000 of this book has been sold. The bestseller book on Amazon in 2024. The bestseller book. So the damages is done. The expose is done. So right now, if I have a chance of advising Dele Farotimi, I'll say, Baba, volume 2. Publish volume 2 now, so that we can, this can't be the only experience you've had. The experience you had with Afe Babanlaole can't be the only experience. There must be more. It is a contraption. There must be more. You please, can the book publishers, can they just call Dele Farotimi, give him a bit of a contract so they can publish their volume 2, volume 3, volume 4? Until I saw the ronukus this afternoon. Hey, then they happen. Ronukus started saying, the Igbos should stay away. The Igbos, they should stay away from this issue. Now, 2 Yoruba sons, they fight. Ogu kill all of you. They cook panye down. Eyeni bi rada. Eyomo rocky wrong. Omoyele Yoruba. So suddenly, Dele Farotimi and Afe Babanlaole, they are 2 Yorubas. You don't want to send him to jail anymore. You don't want to, he should rot in jail because he's obedient, Abi. Because they said it's because he's obedient. Here you get. And there are other art leakers who claim to be lawyers on social media in December, Baba. Almost, God, all of them get opinion. No, if you read that book, true. Dele Farotimi, they cannot release him this year. They cannot release him until 2027. Some of them are as stupid as that. I mean, you all witnessed that, didn't you? You witnessed it. You witnessed this madness last month where they were justifying. They went on to say all the money made from the book should be given to them. Ogunwemiju said all the money made from proceeds of this book should be given to them. They stopped the sale of the book in Nigeria, but they couldn't sell it. Stop it from being sold all over the world. So now they are saying that in Yoruba land, when the 2 sons are fighting, the elders will intervene. Elders will now settle it. Who is the elder? Horny of Ife. Ogunwusi is the elder. Tell it, man. So we are waiting for the reaction of all the idiots who claims to be lawyers. Some of them even like I think 2 of them claim to be senior advocate of New Sans. Corrupt bunch, crooked lawyers. They claim intimidating people using the corrupt system. I mean, you are lawyers. You are supposed to believe in your own judicial system. Follow the due process. Abi? No, they are not interested. They have to use the police. Is he going to tell the IG that Dele is no longer bullying him online? Is he going to tell that Benduiku Ashiri, Commissioner of Police of Ekiti, that mofo that first that kidnapped Dele Farotimi? Are they going to tell him now that there is no more case, Abi? The intention is never to try any case. The intention is to see if they could get Dele Farotimi locked up. So you get like lock him up for like maybe 4 or 5 months. So you get use the same judiciary to get him so locked up. But you can't lock somebody up because of defamation case. Defamation suit. It's like me saying that you insult me on Mayegun's diary. People insult me all the time, because they think I insult their leaders too, right? So imagine somebody that insults me on Mayegun's diary political and now call the police and say, "Eba mi jigbe, they can carry you, go and lock you up." Yeah? For defamation. Isn't that like madness? You know? So it doesn't work that way. And I knew the whole thing and the media trial around it, they were just to massage the ego of a man that was believed to be untouchable. The man that the state governor will be prostrating for. Lawyers, they were always afraid if this, you see, Afe Babanlaole, is a guy that if you have a case, let's say 2 people have cases, a case now, right? And this person is represented by Barrister Janle Koko, this one, represented by Janle Koko Ajangbadi. And then this one is represented by Afe Babanlaole. The men they walk into the court, you will see the judge almost prostrating to greet Afe Babanlaole. Sir. Sir. Long time. How is everything, sir? George. Then you see Barrister Janle Koko Ajangbadi. That one too. He goes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I have a selfie, sir? Selfie, sir. Can I have a selfie with you, sir? Now then you're going to say, you go do jail. Even if you are the one that is suing somebody represented by Afe Babanlaole, you're going to say, now you go jail. You are guilty. Your lawyer will run out of the court, may not show up again. That is how they are pulling their weight. Everywhere. Untouchable. So if you dare, so what Dele Farotimi dared in this book, there is none of them that can try it. People will say, your own prosecuting lawyer, they go to prosecute to the defendant lawyer, Afe Babanlaole. Your own lawyer go they say, yes, sir. You go see me or call me after. I say, okay, sir. Yes, sir. I'll see you, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Now then you're going to say, now you go to jail. You are guilty. You are the one suing. That's how corrupt the system is. That's how they put their weight. They show up. If you want Afe Babanlaole, if you want win case, right? Whether na governorship or whether na any case at all, right? Once you pay, if you want Afe Babanlaole to appear, your money starts from 2 million, 3 million, 5 million dollars, dollars. So that when he come, the judge will look at him and say, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. You have lost the case. That's how corrupt the judiciary is. They see where they write your own judgment. Put the name of the Supreme Court on it. Like, you go to court, the Supreme Court says, you are hereby granted permission to keep your land. The land belongs to you. After Babanlaole, they will write their own judgment and say, no, the land doesn't belong to you. Divide it into 2. See, but that's not what the Supreme Court said. Now, that's what the Supreme Court said. If you don't believe it, let's call the Supreme Court. Supreme Court will reverse itself. They appeal Supreme Court, but with Afe Babanlaole, they appeal Supreme Court. Supreme Court reversed itself. That's what Dele Farotimi exposed in this book that got them so mad. But Nigeria is a place where, and I said it a while back, I said, normal. If Nigeria was a real country, by now, they should be investigating every case that Afe Babanlaole is involved in. Every case in the last 60 years, they should be investigating every case. Did he actually win any case? Or he bribed his way out? Did he actually really win any case? Did he? But Nigeria is not a real place, unfortunately. talking about the criminal police. Look at this one. Oh, this one are number one criminal in Nigeria. This one supposed they jail. This Olori Buruku man is the police IG. Again, right? Mind you, if you are watching Mayegun's Diary Political, and somehow, you are becoming uncomfortable that I could use other language, right? Mayegun, why don't you just present this instead of being abusive? Now I'm going to kill you. Just say amen. Because I am intentionally talking like this. Intentionally. So that those of you who are hiding behind what they can call, gentleman or something like that, trying to be politically correct. I intentionally want to get you mad. I could be, civil. I don't want to be. You don't have to be discursive. You don't have to be this. So you can present your this and that. You don't need to be insulting them. Now I'm go blind you. It's intentional. I'm intentional. I can get you mad in your living room right now. Yeah. I like it. I do. I like making people get mad. And the people inside your house will be asking, Daddy, talk, man, is everything okay, dear? Honestly speaking, man, this boy is getting me mad. Yeah, it's intentional. I am intentional. So I'm not civil. I'm not a civil person. Okay? No. I'm not civil. And I do advise people that if you love being politically correct, you shouldn't be watching Mayegun. I mean, it's for your own good, for your own mental health. Advantage. What is the advantage of you seated there getting mad because I'm talking about some people? I'm not talking about you. You are not the one I'm talking about, but you are mad. You are offended. I like it. I can't see you, but you can see me. Imagine that. Imagine you sitting there right now getting angry. Why can't you just be civil? Why can't you just talk like you kuri? Who blind you, deaf you, dumb, and everything to you? I'm talking about the people who are busy ruining lives, and you're offended. Again, times 1 million. Until you have to stop watching me right now. Go and do something else. Again, to this Olori Buruku man. This is the police IG. He is a criminal, all right? First, he doctored his age, okay? In order to be there for longer time, okay? He's supposed to have retired last year in 2024. He has now doctored his age. After Tifnumbu extended his time, now he has doctored his retirement age to October 2027. That will be after the planned election haste of 2027. You get me now? So what did he do? A man that has been tackling him, Omoyele Sowore. Sowore was invited to their police headquarters in Abuja today. And when Sowore got there, they sent him to a guy they call interrogator. Malandashi Abi Galandashi. Now that Galandashi was like, Omoyele Sowore, you Sowore, you assaulted police officers. You disobeyed common order. When the police officers at a roadblock in Lagos ordered you to park, you said, no, you won't park. And this is in violation of what? Of Police Act. And therefore, we are here to charge you. Charge me for what? Wait, officer, Where exactly did I disobey the police? Say in Lagos. Where in Lagos? Say Airport Road. Where on Airport Road? Do you know the place? No, I don't know the place. So you don't even know the place. Do you know the officers? Give us the names of the officers that I disobeyed. I don't know the names of the officers. So why are you interviewing me? Why are you interrogating me? Say, boys, we saw the video. You put it online. The police officers told you, do you know the place? Did you know? Tell us, do you know the place I disobey police officers in Lagos? They didn't know the place. They don't know the names of the officers. But because the video went viral, they now said that Omoyele Sowore will need to apply for bail. Okay. Now, this is interesting. A bail for what? For cyberbullying the police IG by calling him illegal police IG. You are calling the police IG illegal. So you have committed a crime. So you are now a court that will now grant me bail. They said Sowore should go and bring in level 17 civil servants with property in Abuja. Property in Abuja. A civil servant, level 17 civil servant should come and bring property of a 200 million naira. What is going on? So it's condition for bail. You be caught. Not be bail. Is bail not free in police station in Nigeria anymore? Did they not say bail is free? Which one is? I have to submit my passport. I have to bring level 17 civil servants. So next thing now you go tell me, say make a deposit 20 million and 50 million. Police. Say yes. So Sowore now said, well, I disagree. So what do you mean you disagree? If you want to go, you have to submit your passport. You have to get a civil servant as a surety. You be caught. The police be asking for surety and then a passport. That contraption. All of them are where they live there. You be MVP most. In fact, you be MIP, most interesting people. Because then MIP, MVP, most valuable people, most interesting people. Honestly speaking, lunatics are taking over the asylum. That is what you have in that contraption. Lunatics. Every sector is populated by lunatic. And that's the reality. That one is not a lie. It is reality. That is not a country. It's worse than a jungle. Right? So the next thing they said, no, in fact, it was Sowore that said, oh yeah, lock me up. Because I know I disagree with your condition, bail condition. I mean, really, you get, say, Sowore said, don't become, he don't become weary like them. It's like you want to fight malaria from mosquito. You can't inject yourself with malaria injection. We say, you said don't put malaria inside your system. Mosquito can't come on the demo. Say, I'll bite you. I'll give you malaria. I say, go ahead, give me malaria. Yeah, I'll give you I got malaria. I will just give you malaria. I say, bite me, give me malaria. I don't care about your malaria. I say, if I bite you now, so mosquito can't bite you. Now mosquito can't get malaria. You know that kind of thing. That's actually how the whole thing is playing out. Sowore say, you won't lock me up. Lock me up. I disagree with your bail condition. So we'll lock you up and say, lock me up. I'll stay here with you. This is the reality today. So let's go to that Abuja where it all started. When Sowore showed up for his interview. That's what they call it. Interview with with the police. I actually had a clip for that, I think. Okay. Thank God.
Yes, sir. You are ready. You are no. I'm his assistant. No. No. It's your assistant. It's okay. No, but let this go back. Let this go back. It's okay. Let them go back.
That is what I'm here to do.
What?
So this presentation that you did.
Hold on.
Yes.
The media you're talking about is media. I allowed you this to show you.
The Nigerian media.
Hold on.
Including
To show you our unsincerity of purpose. We're not open sincere.
We are not disputing your
That's
sincerity.
just the reason. If not, we don't need.
We are not disputing your sincerity.
No, that is it.
What I'm saying is that the media came here so as to hear your own side, and they were supposed to hear my own side, but I have opted with my lawyer to go see your team. Are we good now?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Go with it. Downstairs.
Thank you very much.
You can order the heat.
So they dragged all day until they got to that point of he has to bail himself. He has to submit his passport. And he has to bring in a senior civil servant with property in Abuja. They must submit the document of the property. Police. Meanwhile, the real intention was to get Sowore in. Then after that, get him more good out of Abuja, straight to Lagos, present him before a kangaroo court, and then obtain a detention order, which usually they would take 19 days. I think they would take 19 days or 21 days detention. And then they can ask for the extension. You see, after 21, before 21 days, they will ask for an extension, another 21 days, another 21 days, another 21 days. But things seem to be moving too fast, as the guy himself was like, do you have where your detention center? Let's go there. And that's exactly what happened. He was moved straight to a detention center because he said, I disagree with your bail conditions. Open the cell, make I enter. On his way, he waved to his friends, his supporters, and then Deji is one of his lawyers. Listen to this.
Nigerian people.
Questioning. It's just a form of jamboree, some sort of. They asked him questions and they put questions back to them. Firstly, there was even no concrete allegations against Sowore. They simply said that on the 9th of January, around Airport Road, and he said, we're in Airport Road. Before you can accuse somebody of... We can avail you over 20 videos of policemen extorting Nigerians on the road openly. It is not a hidden secret. It is a public thing. There is no crime in uploading or exposing corruption. As a matter of fact, when somebody... exposes corruption in this country, such a person should be commended. The police should have invited Sowore and tell him thank you for doing a wonderful job by exposing corruption, by exposing extortion, and not asking him to come and make a statement and to subject him to the grilling they are trying to do here. He should be commended, not condemned.
You said a person of his caliber shouldn't be...
He has been fighting against impunity, against abuse of power, against rule of law, at his personal convenience and comfort for over 22 years, over 30 years, over 3 decades. Sowore has committed his entire life to fighting injustice and impunity and corruption in the Nigerian system. I think what a man like Sowore needs is flowers and special accolades from Nigerians, and appreciation, not condemnation. There is nothing he has done or said that is a crime. If they think it is otherwise, let them file a charge and let's meet in court. I'm not afraid of them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, basically, they are asking him about the video that he made to expose police, alleged police extortion at roadblock in Lagos. Instead of commending citizen Omoyele Sowore, who has dedicated his life to fighting for the common man and the ordinary Nigerians and exposing corruption, whether it be in the corridors of power or outside the corridors of power, we are seeing a situation where Omoyele Sowore is being hounded, is being persecuted by the Egbetokun police. Omoyele Sowore has been very vocal in criticizing the Inspector General of Police for staying in office beyond the constitutional prescribed term. Omoyele Sowore has said the IG is an illegal Inspector General of Police. You know, so just like what the Yoruba said, that a witch cried yesterday and a child died this morning, who does not know that it is the witch that killed the child? So the IG has seen a good opportunity to persecute and hound Omoyele Sowore, where Omoyele Sowore is excited about the idea of the police intimidation and harassment. We have done an interview with them. They have refused to release him on self-recognizance. They have given an outrageous bail condition, suggesting that Omoyele Sowore should produce a permanent secretary, level 17 officer in the civil service to take him on bail. Even if you commit the crime of terrorism, how can any court impose such a condition for administrative bail? They also say Omoyele Sowore should deposit international passport. Somebody that brought himself to the police station on invitation. How laughable indeed. So this is just a charade of some sort. It's so sad that the police have become so jobless. They now, instead of doing policing, they have abandoned their constitutional responsibility and duty of policing. You know, they are now involved in landlord, tenant, husband and wife issues of insult among citizens, as we witnessed between the Burna Boy disgrace issue, you know, and other sundry issues. Instead of facing policing, instead of look at the amount of personnel in this FID. This is just one unit of maybe like 100 units in the police. Look at the amount of personnel in this.
Which is true. It's a complete joke, like I said. You know, when you have a situation where the lunatics have now taken over the asylum, everything will just be turning on its own, like that. So people who are supposed to be like normal, they have become abnormal. And the people who are supposed to reject abnormalities, they have normalized abnormalities. And the people have become so traumatized. Nigerians have been so traumatized that they talk of rights. If you talk about your rights in Nigeria, Nigerians themselves, right? Now them go mob you. They don't understand what is called rights anymore. They are now at the whims and caprices of the ruining grass, as Dele Farotimi described them. To them, it is when the oppressor says they have right that they have right. If the oppressor says they don't have any right, they don't have any right. Forget about the constitution. Sure, you get victim blaming. Because majority believes that if you can comply maybe the oppressors will have mercy on you. Hey, you better watch your mouth. Me, I don't want to allow. I don't wash my mouth. Ish. I don't want to. See, me, now my JJJ, they go. I don't they look for anybody trouble. Me, I am just on my own. But guess what? Even those who claim to be on their own, they are victims too. That is why some of them kind of will see you like, are you mad, Dini? You are fighting police. You are fighting big man. Are you mad, Dini? Hey, they know they talk to you. As a family member of mine, I'm going to see her in America when I go to America next month. And I am praying, Baba, long, please, make this woman no pass her boundary. Try to come and face me and say, I should watch what I do on my Egun's Diary Political, like all more than one family member, my family member. Because to them, here you get, you have to, Obitoba Forekwamo, Olumangu, the Sinakola nuts that hide itself. Now in they get Lomangu, Kenigbo, that's one that arrives well. So to them, what I am doing right now is putting myself in danger. Hey, why are you doing this? Instead of you to be enjoying your life. But guess what? We are all potential victims of that failed contraption. Whether you are living in Nigeria or you are living outside Nigeria, it is turn by turn Nigeria Limited. And when something happens to them, they will scream, hey, it will be like say the whole world should end. Once they become that direct victim, when Nigeria happened to them. Thinking that if you just keep quiet, if you just, if you maintain yourself, if you just day your day, if you instead of you to just day your day, but you can't day your day. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. That it hasn't happened to you directly doesn't mean that you are safe from it. Along, I'm praying. I know Tabo is watching. I'm praying that that woman should not come and approach me and say, what is Shewa okay, man? That will be my first thing. That will be the first thing. The second one, my yoni cross straight. So you get now old woman. So our children have to take her to America so that she would have access to what they call better health care with what they are spending on her in Nigeria, right? She's not even having access to any real health care per se. So they are worried for her that they have to take her to America. Now from America, she's offended that one of her family members is on social media and is this person that is talking about the rogues in Nigeria. Hello, share. You know those Mameko. Hello, any problem, man? Instead of to go face life, any problem, man? What is your problem? Ama the kurima family member, that's what I would say to her. Like ye, you get. Nigeria is a place where, see, the people believe that if you can just keep to yourself, maybe the whole thing will not touch you. That's how dumb some people are. They believe that if they can, as long as they can feed, right? What is your business with those people who can feed themselves? As long as they can sleep in their houses with their security outside and with the generator running, providing them or giving them 24 hours electricity, then if the rest of the whole neighborhood is in darkness, what is our problem? How is that our business? Why don't you just mind your business? Why don't you just face your life? Life will face, So that is Nigeria for you. They will blame their fellow victims because they believe that if they can obey their oppressors, If they can join us, sir. God bless you, sir. God will bless you, sir. Thank you, sir. God, thank you, sir. They are saying thank you, sir, to somebody who just gave their children, just gave one of them scholarship after looting the money meant for education. Or who just gave them money to go and pay hospital bills, right? After stealing the money meant for the health care. So, yes, sir. God will continue to bless you, sir. You are a blessing to us, sir. You are a in fact, my God will never. They still diluted public fund. As long as he can give them a tip and say, "I love each other." As you are helping us, the poor, giving us food, your children will not go hungry, sir. Thank you, sir. He's a very good man. He's a generous man. What are we going to do without this man? A looter. And that is why you see a lot of them that will actually want Omoyele Sowore, because to them, what is wrong with this Sowore concept? The own is too much. You know? Because they want to obey the oppressors. Whatever the oppressors are doing, or they sit down. They say, yes, sir, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Close your eyes. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. We are sorry, sir. We are sorry, sir. Because they believe that if they obey the oppressors, maybe they will spare them. So those of you that are not obeying, you are too stubborn. They could teach you a lesson. Yes, sir. You're supposed to throw him into jail. And we are forgetting him in jail, sir. He's a very troublesome person. So you can't fight for them. And I really, really pray that Sowore lives long enough, right? So, you know, I don't even know what kind of prayer I have to kind of pray for him. Because the entire contraption is a place where the lunatics have taken over the asylum, and the oppressed are so comfortable with the oppressors that they are praying for the oppressors. You'll be hearing them say, instead of all of us to pray, let me tell you, see, we should pray to God to touch their hearts. Hey, God damn it, man. Touch the heart of your oppressors so that he can be nice to you. Yeah? Let's pray for them. You know? So I pray that Sowore lives long, he'll live long enough. He lives long enough to be able to possibly get a hold of some level of influence enough to pay these criminals back in their own coin, you know. That's the most I can, you know. You get? Because live long enough. May he live long. So yeah, that's the update from Sowore's encounter with this police, the power-drunk rogues that believes that they are indeed, right, above the law. They are the accuser, they are the prosecutor, they are the judge, they are also the jailer. That's how the contraption works, by the way. Right? Here is one of them. In the memory of Gandola, who later became the Babariga mobile banking CEO. He once actually asked that the death sentence should be for treasury looter. And today he is a legend. A legend he is. A few years back, Gandola, ladies and gentlemen.
And the ICPC Act allow offenses of corruption and financial crime to be bailable. This situation does not help the fight against corruption, Mr. Chairman. If a suspect standing trial for the offense of corruption is sure of his or her freedom or liberty when arraigned before a court of law, the fear of committing corruption is diminished. Moreover, an accused person standing trial for corrupt offense with his liberty and freedom can adopt every available means to frustrate prosecution of the case. In this respect, Mr. Chairman, I recommend that the offense of corruption and financial crime should be made non-bailable in our courts. The fear of remaining in prison custody during the period of trial in court can serve as deterrent to people that intend to commit offense of corruption. Also, Mr. Chairman, I recommend that high-level embezzlement of public funds and in financial institutions should attract death penalty, as obtained in countries like the People's Republic of China. Intervention number 2, Mr. Chairman. My second intervention is again on the report of the Anti-Corruption Reforms Committee. The committee recommended that you, Mr. Chairman, instead of asking them to pay you something, probably the government has to pay them for inconveniences. Even those who seem to be rich, their riches are affected by multiplier effects that will have legal implications. In my opinion, such investigations may be cumbersome. Authentic records may not be available, and the whole exercise may be bogged down by witch hunting, seemingly creating more problems than it could solve. In this respect, Mr. Chairman, I object to the investigation of the past executives with effect from 1966 as recommended by the Committee on Anti-Corruption Reforms. There are sufficient laws to deal with those having foreign accounts. Intervention number 3. Mr. Chairman, another intervention is on the report of the Committee on Human Rights and Social Security. The report of this committee recommended to the conference for government for the Federation to implement the report of the Human Rights Violation Investigation Commission, popularly known as APUTA panel. I respectively object to the demand that the conference should recommend to the government to implement the APUTA panel. Mr. Chairman.
Abẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Àwọn apá wa nílọrin wa ní abẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run ò wá kú sùúrù bí. Una dey see God. Una dey see life. The man proposed that those who loot public funds should be executed like China. And while their case is ongoing, they should be remanded and remain in prison. But that didn't happen. He ended up becoming a deputy governor of Kano. Governor of Kano. A man that took over $15 million in cash as kickback from awarding contracts as a governor. A man caught talking dollars into his Babanriga, the founder of the Babanriga mobile banking CEO, the Gandola of this world. He later got rewarded as the APC, Egbe's chairman. Today, he's also the chairman, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. He got more and more reward as, you know, Lord, Rolong, now see God to be, Rolong, Rolong. Let's go to Lagos. A few days ago, Obasa returned from Canada, and he left for Canada as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly. Obasa returned as a floor member of the Lagos State House of Assembly and then a former Speaker after his impeachment. Then he put up a show where he told his own followers that he remained the Speaker. And I was kind of like looking forward to today. Today is Monday, right? I was looking forward to today to see him, resume as the Speaker, walk straight to the Speaker office and sit on that seat as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. But the coward didn't show up at all. I told you that it won't show up. But in my own inner, I wanted to see, you want to see grace, we'll go show you grace. But disappointingly, he didn't show up. Oh, I'm so disappointed. So today did not just go without the drama. And I tell you, see, the threats of Obasa, where he said that he remained the speaker and he was going to resume as a speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly today, right? That it wasn't taken with levity. They did not kind of like brush it aside, though. Seriously, they were ready. So 39 House of Assembly members plus their speaker, 39, resumed today to the high level of security presence at the State House of Assembly complex. Then, after all the checks, they now led Mojisola Miranda, the new speaker. They led her to the speaker's office. So she's been speaker for like a week, but she's never been to the speaker's office. Maybe Obasa had the keys to the office. Here you get. I don't know, like, you know. So, but today, they led her to the speaker's office. But the drama, the one will funny me, right? I'll show you. Is when the fellow crook, the crooked rogues, criminal politicians, the same lawmakers, they turn to miracle workers. So, honestly speaking, this time, we bless this house, the evil spirits, the evil spirits in this office. Oh yeah, Bano. Oh yeah, all the bad thing in this. In Jesus' name, in the name of our Lord. Like, were they so afraid that Obasa get juju for office that they had to turn to miracle worker themselves? It was like hilarious, right? So let's start from outside. When they arrived, took pictures, and then led themselves to the office of the speaker in a very, very dramatic way. Let me show you.
Sorry.
Ja.
So the gathering is not complete if they don't have all of their usual touts. You know, the usual political touts. File, Bibi Rebobu Island, Oga One, Oga Oya, Ebolo Rileto, Oya, File, because they have to, the gathering is not complete if you don't have the usual Lagos touts who are APC, Egbekegbe by the way. And the drama started after that because they had to go to the speaker's office or more. What the prayer warrior. It's kind of like funny, right? And I was like, hang on. If to say Obasa had juju for that office, So these honorable guys, they are like pastors too. So you get like they can bind, they can unbind, they can loose. So you loose, bind. I bind you in the name of Jesus. Jesus does suffer, man. In the mouth of criminal politicians. I mean, it's kind of like a little bit strange. But I am like, if I was Mojisola Miranda, for example, I'll take a serious, no joke, like they are doing prayer. One of them was doing prayer. Heavenly Father, Baba wati belorun, awa mo e la wa si awa la de si niwaju yi baba. Ọlọ́run oye office yi, ogbe ni evil spirit to wa office, all this evil spirit here. Baba, Heavenly Father, oh yeah, we destroy them. Imagine if you are like one of the evil spirits working for Obasa, you just be like, let me why. You want to bind me. You know this movie that we kind of watch, yeah? They say if you want to be a pastor that want to chase out evil spirits, you know, say some evil spirit, they are like very strong-headed, right? So you remember all those movies, right? And there's somebody that is not really a pastor, you know, just for show. It's now there saying, oh, yeah, I command you to leave this service. You just be like, hey, you go no. Let me, you just, evil spirit, you could just slap one person. Just like, oh. Hey, we'll go get Adeboye, and Adeboye if he chase this evil spirit out of this place. It's all drama. That's the funny thing about it, right? Now take a look how they took over the office in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of Holy Spirit. Amen.
Speak for us. Speak for Lagos. My passion law. Where are you? Enter here. Back here. Okay, ní tiẹ̀, ó lọ wálé, ó ní wálé, ó ní kúkú, ó ní ṣiṣẹ́, ọjọ́ ní tiẹ̀, ọ̀nà wa máa pẹ̀lú rẹ̀, ìṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà wa máa pẹ̀lú rẹ̀, ẹ̀kú ní jẹ́ tiẹ̀, ó ní wá kókó ní wá tì, ó ní bàbá dáadé ní olúwa àgọ́tì, ó ní wá wá tì, àtúnṣe, olóma ṣẹ́gun ẹ̀, olóma dúró tiẹ̀, àdúró tiẹ̀, ilé orúkọ bàbá, lórúkọ mọ́, lórúkọ ẹ̀mí mọ́. Ilé oṣù jáde sí mọ́, ọlọ́run ni wọ́n jà sí mọ́, ọlọ́run ni wọ́n jà sí mọ́, ọgbẹ́ lẹ́kùnkùn ní ọdún Jésù mo bàjẹ́, ní òwúrọ̀ mo bàjẹ́, ọgbẹ́ ní kẹ́mi tó wà nínú ọ́fíìsì, ọdún mo bàjẹ́, alábìnrin rẹ̀, ọwọ́ rẹ̀ àǹfààní ọlọ́wọ́, ọlọ́run bá gbogbo, olúwa lọ́rùn olódùmarè, ìwọ́n ló jẹ́ agbára láti di ọ̀run, kò sí ẹlẹ́mìí tó dàbí rẹ̀, olúwa dẹ́bí àrẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ayé. Wẹ́rẹ́ ló bá wa ṣe, wẹ́rẹ́ ló bá wa ṣe, òtítọ́ wẹ́rẹ́ ló bá wa ṣe, wẹ́rẹ́ ló bá wa ṣe, òun tí a rò pé kò ṣeé ṣe, wẹ́rẹ́ ló bá wa ṣe. Ó ti ṣe o, bá ti ṣe o, ó ti
the name of Jesus. Amen. Father, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, we bless your name because our God will take care of us. The word said no one can receive anything except it is given from above. Yes. Thank you for giving the seed to Honorable Isola Merenda. Yes. Thank you for disgracing all enemy around her. Father, accept our thanks in the name of Jesus. Amen. Together we pray for you today, you will succeed. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Every force and plans of the enemy are trying to make you to commit an error. They shall die. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Any power that cannot attack you but want to attack your family, I will kill corner of that and destroy it. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Every anger of darkness, every anger of the enemy, every anger of wicked personalities against you, against your office, against your children, against your husband, I command to backfire. In the name of Jesus. Bible says in the book of 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 37, then the fire of the Lord fell, and it consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stone, and the dust, and it lit the water of the drain. I command fire to laminate you. The book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 29 said, our God is a consuming fire. I decree, be laminated with fire. Be laminated with fire. Be laminated with fire. In the name of Jesus. I decree fire to surround you. I decree fire to surround your office. I decree fire to surround your family. In the name of Jesus. Any power that is going to an evil mission, any power that is going to an evil mission, against you, against your family, I speak the word of God into your life, into your office. Whether the enemy likes it or not, you will succeed. The kind of achievement that no speaker has ever recorded. Yes, Lord. The kind of new innovation, new method, new agenda that no speaker has ever attained. The Lord will give it to you. In the name of Jesus. Solomon demanded just for one thing, and God gave him wisdom. He gave him kingdom. He gave him wealth. He gave him understanding. I pray for understanding. I pray for wisdom. I pray for knowledge.
There was fire. The fire. I surround you with fire. Omo new prayer. Alaji Wahab. Laminate you with fire. Omo laminate you with fire. I mean, I'm like, Omo, fire go. I hope the Lagos State House of Assembly, they have this fire service, active fire service, because the amount of fire that they have surrounded this Miranda with, right? She could come be like walking about like a firewoman. Any small thing by you go just catch fire. If you touch her like this, you go just catch fire. I laminate you with fire. Me body, me go prayer. When I was born again, I can't remember. I know that people kind of use all kind of like prayer points, but it would to laminate you with fire. I mean, say, you know, she's laminated with. God is so wonderful, honestly speaking. Charlatans, clowns, all of this, because of public money, una turn to prayer warrior. Una turn. The only thing that it was missing in that gathering is the kind of. That's the only thing missing. You go know say that guy where they pray, they don't give her one chairman, one committee chairman, and that is his own way of showing appreciation. To say, Omo, I got to laminate obviously with fire. So Fuadoki, one of their GAC leaders in Lagos, had this to say, and according to him, yes, we are all disappointed. Okay, I don't know, maybe we not be all of us. So I personally feel disappointed that I expected more drama from Obasa today, but it didn't show up. Maybe they told him that if you dare, you'll be suspended, you'll be dismissed. Now, because you'll be House of Assembly member, that's why you think you ask something, Abi. Once they say that you're no longer House of Assembly member anymore, and quick, they will nominate another person from Agege. From those people who are shouting, we stand with Obasa, we stand with Obasa. Now from them, they will nominate somebody that will eventually take over your seat from Agege, and you are finished. So according to Fuadoki, he said, in what is called oath in law, Obasa in law, Egbagbe, in his word, with Shemun this evening.
How does this come to you? What is the significance of today's event in Lagos?
Good evening, Shehu, and good evening, viewers. I want to reiterate what I said off camera again, that though I am very reluctant to speak on topical issues these days for reasons that are so obvious, but again, for you, Shehu, wanting me to talk on topical issue should be assumed. Having said that, I would also want to start with a street cliché, which simply says the issue of the erstwhile Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, it's a matter Lagosians will say, OT law. So don't let us go back there. It is, past, events, and let us look forward. The events of this morning, again, I, want to correct you that the Right Honorable Speaker, Lasbat Mujisola Miranda, is just moving into the Speaker's office. No, she is the Speaker. What she did is what would be expected of any decent person. The erstwhile Speaker still has some personal effects in his old office. Hence the reason why the Right Honorable Speaker did not move into the office of the Speaker. And I think with the events of last weekend, where it was agreed that the erstwhile Speaker be allowed to go and take his personal things, not just in the former office, but also at the Speaker's Lodge, where unfortunately, the event was turned into a shameless and very shameful jamboree. It is unfortunate that Lagos is being dragged into this mess. But you are also part of it, Shehu, and other media houses, where you want to continue to either celebrate or give wrong credence to inanities. The Speaker going into the new office, moving from our old office as Deputy Speaker and into the office of the Speaker, it's just the right thing. Now you see our colleagues also going, and what you see is like, seeking the face of God, like the Bible will say, that, raise up your heads unto the hills to see and seek, favors, of God.
So that we don't miss that part, okay? So in a nutshell, Obasa, you will hear from him again. Okay? Even though he believes that the reason why they came for him was because he wanted to be governor. Now he's not going to have a chance of even being, be counted among the people that want to be governor of Lagos State. He would not. By June 2025, you won't hear anything about him anymore, except if he carries out his threat of turning Agege against APC, then maybe he will remain in the news. So let's leave Obasa. I'm going to take us to Democratic Republic of Congo. I don't think there's anything democratic about what is happening in Congo, by the way. But there are some there's some important information that I think I should share with us here based on the developments in Congo. The population of Congo is put at 114 million or 111 million, as depends on which of the data we are probably going to use, but it's over 100 million. And they border to the east, right? They border Rwanda, whose population is put at somewhere between 14 million and 15 million. And you all know this history of Rwanda, the Tutsis, the Hutus in the 90s, the war, the 100 Days War. Remember? With over 500,000 people killed within 100 days. And then the militias that crushed the, that ended the war. And the leader of that militia or rebel group, who became their president, Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame has been the president of Rwanda for over 20 years now. What am I even saying? Since 1997 or so. Yeah. He has been their president. Now, Paul Kagame, to some, is considered as a stabilizer. One momento. Because I need to actually really use what I think I should call he's been their president since year 2000. Okay, Paul Kagame. That simply means he's been president now for 25 years. So they enacted a sort of a national policy where people are not to identify themselves as Hutus or Tutsis anymore, but Rwandans. The tribalism, the ethnic jingoism, and the rest of that, they are serious crimes in Rwanda. Politicians are not allowed to address Rwandans as Tutsis or Hutus. We see in the eastern part of Congo, right, it is believed that even though the population of the eastern part of Congo is put at somewhere around, 8-9 million, right? But one of their biggest cities called Goma is with the population of at least over 2 million people. Okay. Now, this eastern part of the Congo is also one of the richest spots, not like in wealth for the people, but in mineral resources. So for years, at least in the past 28 years, it has been ravaged by all kinds of, crises of people fighting to control the resources of this area. Now, the last 10 years of this part of Congo have seen increased poverty, displacement, like the fight between the people they call the rebels of that axis who were fighting to control their own resources. And they are called the M23 rebels. The founder of the M23 is no other person than Paul Kagame. Now, they believe that, you see, this eastern part of Congo is mostly populated by the Tutsis, who ordinarily, right, would have been part of Rwanda, if not because the owners of Africa then, who demarcated Africa, shared Africa among themselves and gave Congo to Belgium. Then they cut that part as part of Congo. Now, you see this chance that the Rwandans have, where ethnic, tribal, what have you, are not tolerated. In Congo, they believe that these Tutsis are being persecuted mostly by the majority ethnic, by the ethnic other part of the country that is in the majority, so to say. So you see these guys who are now fighting these government forces in that eastern part of Congo, they are called rebels. Therefore, you see all the interested parties like countries, including South Africa, United Nations, and many others who have so much, some of their leaders, by the way, who have invested in the mineral-rich eastern part of Congo. They have brought in all kinds of soldiers in what they call the peacekeeping mission. Okay, peacekeeping mission means to continue to chase out these rebels. But it's on record that these supposed rebels, they have the backing of Kagame in Rwanda. And somehow, right, the last 6 months, I've seen them advance day by day, until the last 4 days when they came so close to one of the biggest cities in the eastern part of that place called Goma. And yeah, I shared a part of that with us yesterday when they were just about 10 or so kilometers away from that city. Around that time, the rest of the world started reacting. The Koreans, the Chinese, Americans, the Britain, South Africa, and even Rwanda, Angola, and all others. Genocide has been taking place in that part of Congo for decades, right? And most of those who are speaking up today, their interest is not mostly about the people there. It is about the resources there or the different mining companies they set up in that part of Congo. And the rebels claimed that they are fighting for their people, right? Like, yeah, we are fighting to reclaim our land. We are fighting to reclaim our dignity, our sovereignty. And we are fighting to finish the oppressive regime in Kinshasa. Kinshasa is the headquarters of Congo. It's like the country's capital. Shekedi also, their president, is like having a northerner rule over the whole country. And then the easterners are treated like piece of shit, right? Just, it's so similar to Nigeria. You see, Congo is so similar to what is going on in Nigeria, where the rich eastern part of Nigeria, which they have demarcated politically to what they call the Niger Delta, in order to make it look like the what do you call it, the Igbos are they are like in the middle. Or if you get to go back to the normal plan, right? Today, the place they call the Niger Delta today was part of the old eastern region of Nigeria. And because of the crude oil in that place, right, they decided to politically demarcate the place. But that's different with what they have in Congo. So they are called criminals. So now here is the irony. The peacekeepers who are supposed to be who claimed to be protecting the interest of the Easterners in Congo, they have been accused of different human rights abuses, rape, and like killings of innocent civilians who were blamed for shielding the rebels. You understand? Like innocent civilians have been slaughtered in this eastern part of Congo because they were blamed, right, for the atrocities of the rebels. But here is the difference. The rebels, right, they have the very strong backing of Rwanda. Enough that yesterday they took over Goma. Now, before they came in, there were people who were already like moving out, escaping from the region, like as refugees. In Rwanda, there are Tutsis who escaped from this same region to Rwanda, and some of them have been there for more than 20 years. So it is so complex, right, that rather than for this eastern part of Rwanda to know peace, despite thousands of peacekeepers operating in the region, now people discovered that they were not interested in the people per se. They were interested in the resources. Most of them, including mercenaries, they were there to protect mining sites where the resources of this region is being smuggled out of the country. So everything came to the head yesterday. And I said, this morning, Goma fell. So I've got some pictures I collected, put together to share with us of what is going on in Eastern Congo and the reactions of the supposed world power since this happened. Because according to these guys now, after Goma, they are advancing further and they are going to Kinshasa. And if they succeed, you may have another Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali all combined on our hands, where the supposed, colonist or new colonist will be chased out of the country. Or maybe a full-blown war will follow. We don't know yet. But as of this evening, right, this mineral-rich region of the Eastern Congo, right, has fallen to the hands of the people they claim to be rebels, while the thousands of the peacekeepers have fled. Some of them have surrendered, including, meanwhile, from the report, they said only 13 of these, fighting peacekeepers who were trying to stop these rebels from advancing, they've killed 13 of them. Out of the 13 they killed, 9 of them are South African soldiers. About South African soldiers, they were in Congo fighting. And some South Africans are really, really mad right now. They are mad at Kagame. They are blaming him for the death of the South African soldiers in Congo. While other South Africans are saying, what is South African soldiers doing in Congo? What are they doing there? But there are other pointers where they say some of their politicians, right, past presidents, they actually own mines in this eastern part of Congo as as investors. So pretending to have taken South African soldiers to Congo for peacekeeping. Meanwhile, they took them there as security for their mines and the rebels as enemies of those interests. Things have gone out of hand right now as we speak. To the point that there's a report where some people or some forces, let's say the Congolese forces, right, loyal to the government, have been accused of firing mortars, shooting straight into Rwanda as we speak. But things are escalating. So let me give you a piece of that. It's going to be a long watch, okay? Let's start with this. First, right, how did the people who were supposed to be more scared, apprehensive of these rebels that were told, that the people were told were their enemies, how did they welcome them? Yeah.
Sana ni bamingi Bana bazolo bakimbeka Rwanda bazana shwate senye Yesu ngabana nao Batoto wa watu bashapigana vita banachoka. Yesu abayue kama bafanye nini tena. Ai, Nzambe. Njo bale ase banaenda Rwanda. Ase banaenda Rwanda, banaenda pigania Rwanda. Bango wana bazo se décider bakota Rwanda. Ngwe.
Nafatu samla.
Voilà, c'est l'entrée triomphale des AFC M23 Majengo, tout près des marchés appelés Marquis 30. Ils sont nombreux, c'est une foule immense, mon Dieu créateur, fini pour la nation.
Watu ndio maana biko na celebrate sana. Sema na watu biko na celebrate sana. Choka kutembea. Walishachoka.
All of this in the last 24 hours. There is more. Before we get to the reactions of the world, right? There's even a video of a South African soldiers that were trapped because some of them were seen fleeing the city of Goma in the eastern part of Congo yesterday evening and even this morning. The moment the M23 rebels took over the city, they first took over the airport to prevent anybody from escaping. But some were seen escaping via road, others were escaping via water. Others who got trapped in the outskirts of the city, they had to raise a white flag for peace because it was at that point that it was like shoot anything that moves. The South African soldiers trapped. Look at them.
So Saranaga can chat it with. Only one of the white flag. You do live for now, Patam.
So South Africans are really, really enraged, some of them. While some are asking, what are we doing in that place? Others are saying every South African soldier that dies in in Congo should be blamed on Kagame. Now, that is not all right? Let's go back to the city, how some of them reacted to the advancements and the arrival of the rebels into the city today, as they are busy combing every corner of the city right now, looking for any leftover soldiers, government soldier, mercenaries, and what have you, as we speak. Because it is not like they have taken over the city and they've relaxed. No, their job is to take it over as they are, control it, and then advance to take another one to the next one. With what I heard, they are actually advancing to Kinshasa. And this is kind of like a far from being over. So another allegation in the old space is that these rebels who finally took over this city, right? They were led by the Rwandan soldiers. It wasn't just the rebels, like they actually spotted Rwandan soldiers as part of the fighters, in this whole thing, which the Game's Foreign Affairs Office, they have denied. I have a copy of that letter anyway, but let's go back to the city, where you are going to see some soldiers escaping via this big, massive boat last night before the final arrival of the rebels, as they claimed, the M23. Right? Now, watch this.
Pano que só serve cabejado.
Sanje moja.
Ushaona? Unaona nini? Hawana masoda.
Hivi hapana basi.
Hapa naona vyema yake. Ndio wale mara. Hapa wale ni watu tu wetu wanawaona.
Right. Going forward, reactions have been pouring in from Africa, even from outside Africa, with all the interested parties in the whole conflict. The United States of America, France, United Kingdom, the Republic of Korea, and even the chairman of the East Africa what is that called? Let me see. I think it's called, give me a second, sorry. It is called the East African Community Head of States, led by William Ruto, the president of Kenya. In his own call is actually called for an emergency meeting of the East African Head of States in finding a solution to the crisis now, this emergency. Because the way they are looking at it is that there could actually be war between Rwanda and Congo in retaliation to what just happened. And here was Ruto this morning.
The escalating conflict and deteriorating situation in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo are a grave concern to the people and governments of East Africa. Noting the worsening humanitarian crisis exacerbated by ongoing military actions, including the closure of airspace in Goma, I call for the immediate and unconditional cessation of hostilities. I emphasize the obligation of all parties to facilitate humanitarian access to affected populations and urge both sides to pursue peaceful means to resolving this tragic conflict. These alarming developments, coupled with rising diplomatic tensions in the region, underscore the urgent need for peaceful resolution to a conflict that continues to inflict untold suffering on the people, particularly women and children. As the current chair of the East African Community, Kenya is aware of the region's critical responsibility in de-escalating violence and facilitating dialogue between the parties involved. We confirm and firmly believe that a sustainable solution can only be achieved through engagement, constructive dialogue, and a renewed commitment to peace. I call on the parties to the Luanda process on Eastern DRC and appeal specifically to my brothers, President Felix Tshisekedi and President Paul Kagame, both of whom I have had the occasion to speak to this evening, to heed the call for peace from the people of our region and the international community. I call on them to dedicate all efforts towards achieving peace in Eastern DRC and restoring good neighborliness, an essential principle underpinning regional peace and collective responsibility. Consequently, and having consulted with the heads of state of our region, we will be convening an extraordinary East African Community Summit within the next 48 hours to facilitate and to deliberate on this crisis and chart a way forward. This is in line with the East African Community Summit's decision of November 2024, which called for constructive engagement to address this conflict. I thank both President Tshisekedi and President Kagame for their confirmed participation in this summit. Additionally, the African Union must not remain passive in the face of this escalating crisis. The East African Community stands ready to forge a stronger collaboration with the African Union and SADC, as well as the international community in encouraging the warring parties to prioritize engagement.
How are the other world leaders reacting? First, France, their own reaction.
Good morning. Faced with the rapid deterioration of the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, France called on Wednesday for an emergency meeting of the Security Council. The last developments in North Kivu, the advance of M23 troops, and imminent threats against Goma are extremely concerning. France reaffirms its unwavering support to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of DRC. We strongly condemn the ongoing offensive led by the M23 with the active support of Rwanda. This offensive is causing major risks for civilians and must be stopped immediately. The M23 must free the territory that it has captured. Support to armed groups by all parties must stop. We urge an immediate return to ceasefire. The dialogue initiated through the Luanda and Nairobi processes with the full support of France must restart without delay. Last, I want to highlight the importance of MONUSCO, whose mandate has been unanimously renewed last month and which is a crucial actor on the ground to protect civilians. I also would like to express my condolences to the families of the peacekeepers who have lost their lives in the fighting of the last few days. Good morning.
They are all asking for a ceasefire. They are also asking the M23 to hand back the region that they have now captured and seize the advancement of the fight. They are talking about caring for the civilians, women and children, and to approach a negotiation, kind of. I don't see that happening. I don't, because until this gain of the M23, they have been on the receiving end for years now. And you didn't hear about that. Yeah, you've been hearing about the clashes fights in Congo, right? Until all their peacekeepers, the government forces, until they started fleeing, which now gave the M23 an advantage over the combination of the United Nations, these UN forces, peacekeepers, South African forces, the government forces, and some other mercenaries they put in that place. Now, it means that all of those forces have been defeated, finally. So, which makes it more like the M23 is now in the position of strength, right? However, the United States of America, their own reaction. Listen to this.
The United States commends the MONUSCO leadership for taking such robust steps to defend Sake and Goma from Rwanda and M23's advances. We express our deepest condolences to the families of all of the peacekeepers lost during these attacks, and we commend all MONUSCO personnel for their bravery in protecting civilians during this ongoing assault. Rwanda's use of advanced weaponry and systems, including GPS jamming and spoofing, have interfered with the humanitarian response, endangered MONUSCO, and continue to endanger those fleeing from the violence. These actions must stop immediately. The indiscriminate use of artillery has endangered civilians, with bombs falling on and near IDP sites. Congolese and Rwandan leadership, as well as leaders of the M23 and other armed groups, must issue clear orders not to target civilians and to respect the civilian character of IDP sites. Colleagues, there is no military solution to the conflict in eastern DRC. To achieve a durable peace, all parties must honor their commitments to the Luanda process and the terms laid out by Angolan President Lorenzo and return to the negotiating table. We call for the swift operationalization of the reinforced ad hoc verification mechanism. We also support the efforts of former President Kenyatta to mediate with M23. All sides of this conflict must respect the ceasefire in place since August and act swiftly to end this fighting. We call on all partners in the Great Lakes region to use the diplomatic tools at their disposal to reinforce this message. All actors must also respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the DRC and put an end to all forms of support to armed groups, whether Congolese or foreign. All parties must uphold human rights and international humanitarian law and ensure immediate and unfettered access to populations in need of humanitarian assistance. The United States remains alarmed by the findings of the recent report of the UN group of experts detailing the consolidated.
No. Yeah, you're right. Like, they are all speaking up right now, and their anger is not towards the M23. It is all going to be channeled towards Paul Kagame. Is the key player, according to them, is being the key player that is backing the M23. And yeah, now that they have the upper hand, they are not going to cease any fire. Yeah, they're not. United Kingdom, their own reaction.
The UK once again condemns the violent actions of all armed groups, including FDLR and M23. We are deeply concerned by the scale and pace of recent M23 and Rwandan Defence Forces advances in eastern DRC. We are also deeply alarmed by M23's declaration that they intend to take Goma, a city where the humanitarian situation is already catastrophic. This morning, the UK Foreign Secretary spoke with President Kagame and called for urgent de-escalation, outlining the need for Rwanda and DRC to urgently return to the negotiating table. Now more than ever, it is critical that MONUSCO is able to deliver its mandate. M23 attacks on peacekeepers, with support from the RDF, must stop immediately. These attacks prevent the force from being able to discharge its Security Council mandated mission to protect civilians. Rwandan spoofing and jamming of GPS signals, which obstruct UN and humanitarian operations, must also stop. There can be no military solution. Fighting must stop, civilians must be protected, and the parties should engage in good faith in the political process.
Not military solution. So I don't really know what they are proposing. If the people of the region feel so marginalized and they have been subjected to all kinds of ethnic cleansing and brutality, while their resources are being carted away by different parties. So what is that offer on the table? I have tried to read a lot about the entire situation. And I figured out that, you see, majority of those who are speaking up against the civilian casualties and the rest of that from outside the Congo, they have ignored the fact that those they call the peacekeepers have been accused of committing humanitarian crimes like attacks and killings, rape, and what have you, against the civilians. The government forces, especially the Congolese forces themselves, they have been accused of carrying out extrajudicial killings, torture of civilians suspected to have been, according to them, supporting the M23. So humanitarian crisis in the eastern part of Congo is as old as the crisis itself. So ceasefire that was put in place in August, and the negotiation between that August and December has yielded nothing positive, nothing progressive. So yes, Kagame is not hiding it. His interest is, according to them, is to protect the interest of the Tutsis who are trapped. It's like saying we have a Yoruba nation, not part of Nigeria, right? And then the Yorubas in Togo, the Yorubas in Benin Republic have been subjected to some level of ethnic cleansing by the rest of these countries, right? And then the leader of the Yoruba nation decided to use the resources at his own disposal to support the Yorubas or the fighting Yoruba forces in these countries. And they will call them rebels. They will call them names, terrorists and what have you. That's what is likely playing out in this Congo, Rwanda. So Congo believes that they have the right to deal with the people in their own country that they suspected to be enemies of the country, even though their fight is the fight against the oppression, against discrimination. You know what I mean? Like, you are taking our resources and you are treating our people like a piece of shit, right? So they form armed group to decide to start fighting the government, and then they got the support from the neighboring country. This is the whole picture. So Congo is angry at Rwanda. Like, how dare you be supporting these people? Yeah? That is interfering in our own internal affairs. So Congo reported Rwanda to the rest of the world. United Nations Security Council warned Congo. Congo is one Rwanda. Rwanda has been like encouraging these rebels who are trying to stop the exploitation of the Eastern Congo. And it is this Kagame that is giving them liver, giving them confidence. He is the one training them, giving them weapons. So it's like reporting Rwanda to United Nations. Meanwhile, Kagame is pretty much like, well, fine. You cannot get away with killing the Tutsis who are supposed to be Rwandans. You see the complication there, right? So the Koreans, they are more interested in the mining, the mine workers, because they have the mining companies and what have you they have in the eastern part of Congo as well. There's one of them, very popular one called, I want to get the name because you know they speak French, MONUSCO. It's called MONUSCO. So the Koreans were more interested in getting all the workers, the staff of all these mining companies or mine companies, right, out of Congo. And they did kind of manage to get some of them out in this short clip, right? When they started packing and when they arrived at another city after they left Goma.
The safety and security of peacekeepers must be upheld as a requisite priority in carrying out their mandates. In this light, we strongly condemn the attacks against the positions and bases of MONUSCO and the Sami DRC, which have already resulted in numerous casualties. The safety and security of peacekeepers must be upheld.
So, indeed, there are peacekeepers who have lost their lives. And yeah, the situation is currently tense, even though the M23 rebels have the upper hand right now. Okay? The government is retreating. Some of other forces there are retreating. And there may be an attempt of retaking Goma or to stop the advancement of the rebels to other cities. Meanwhile, the rebels themselves have already alerted the people that their destination is actually the capital, that they will capture the president who has been behind the ethnic cleansing, the corruption, the rotten system. But I saw a video, because it is not in English, that's why I didn't share the video with you. I saw a video of a minister that was actually inciting people. Inciting people. It's like let's say a minister in Nigeria, right? Speaking to some people by calling the Southerners, for example, right? Calling them like horrible names, right? And then encouraging these Northerners, right? Wherever they see these Southerners, they should finish them. How many are they? What do they have? They are just little. They are subhumans. They are worthless. You know what I mean? How dare them pick up arms to fight government? So we must finish them. A minister in Congo was actually addressing his own fellow Northerners, you know, inciting them against the Easterners. So it is that bad. So they are saying their final destination is to take over the capital and capture the president and his cabinet members. And that is not really looking good. It is not. So presently, except for the 13 fighters, including peacekeepers, that got killed, there's not been any civilian casualty. There's not been any reported attacks on civilians. There's been none. But like I said, the situation is still tense. So here is a release, you know, by from the president of, the foreign affairs, of Rwanda, a statement. My time is so fast spent, so I'm just going to leave this on for some of you to read, okay? And just a brief, briefly, okay? And Kagame, the founder of M23, right, is not ashamed of it. He believes that it was his M23 that liberated Rwanda, and the same will liberate Congo in his, in his own belief, right? So I want to take calls so that we have the reactions of the people. I will leave the rest of what I have here what I have to share here. I will leave the rest for some other time. Okay. So I'm going to say thank you so much for listening. Right. If you have anything you want to add to this, so that we can hear you, that will be the moment I come back from this break. But if you have to go, remember, just like the broadcast, okay? Like it and share it if you haven't already. But if you have something to add to this, the line to call is right here on your screen. It is a WhatsApp call only. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. So I have my first caller this evening. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Mama Egun, good evening.
Baba, good evening. How are you, Baba?
I'm very, very fine. And first of all, hope the weather in Scotland was favorable. You know, we saw the flood from here. Those of us in England, hope it did not disturb you too much.
Well, I mean, we are fine. I hope you are all fine too, because the storm, the wind was so horrible, and that was like I think it was 3 days ago. But we've recovered from that so far.
Oh, thank God.
Thanks so much for asking, though. You're right.
Yeah, I just want to talk on this Congo Rwanda thing. You see, it's still showing us that Africans, we still prefer our ethnic nationality, irrespective of the countries that the Europeans have divided us into. Let's be sincere. In your analysis, you said something. Look, even though I share some Yoruba ancestry, I'm an Eguman, you know.
Bless you, man.
And you said something. Let's assume the Eguns in Republic of Benin starts killing the Yorubas in Republic of Benin. The Yorubas in Nigeria would never be happy. And I'm telling you, the Yorubas in Nigeria will even incite militia groups in Republic of Benin.
You know?
The same thing, when Nigeria wanted to fight Niger, the Hausas in North were not happy.
They were not.
And the Hausas in Niger can never be happy. So if we still look at, I'm a Nigerian, and you are saying that you are against Hausa man, you are against the whole ethnic Hausa population in the whole of Africa. Because if Nigeria start attacking Hausas today, I'm telling you, all the Hausas in the whole of the Sahel region will come and fight on the behalf of the Hausas in, what's it called, Nigeria. Voluntarily. The same thing will happen if any Yoruba is attacked in the southwest. The whole of Yorubas in that can trace themselves to the Yoruba ancestry will fight anywhere. And I will not be surprised. People as far as Brazil, Cuba will come back to Africa to fight.
Exactly. You will be, I won't be surprised. You're right.
I believe partly what's happening in south of Nigeria today is just because maybe to the east in Cameroon, they don't have major ethnic groups there. Assuming they have sizable number, do you think if the Igbos have sizable population in Cameroon, what's happening to them in Nigeria will happen? All this they are saying is just because they don't have sizable population in the Cameroon. And that's part of the problem we're having. Why can't this all come together? Because they have something combining them, religion and ethnicity. When you go to Niger, they speak Hausa. When you go to what's it called, Mali, they speak Hausa. When you go to Chad, they speak Hausa. Burkina, they speak Hausa. So they still have something to work on, and they understand themselves perfectly. So if Kagame is fighting for his brothers in Congo, as bad as warfare is, one thing is sure as Africans, we still align to our ethnic nationalities. And that's why we always shout that Indians are, together in diaspora. Nigerians cannot be together in diaspora because a Yoruba man, when he leaves Nigeria, associates with his Yorubas. A Hausa person will easily confine in his Hausa colleagues in the diaspora, and an Igbo person will easily, align with his colleagues who are Igbos in the diaspora. And the diaspora normally shows us that truly we are not one country. The same thing will happen to an average Ghanaian. In Ghana, in the Western part, they also have rebels who are fighting the Ghanaian government. I think these are the where people were trying to secede. There is no country in Africa that does not have people fighting for liberation. It's just because of this thing. And what's just happening in Nigeria, either we take it or not, is just because the people of the South don't have sizable ethnic population to the east in Cameroon. Assuming they have a sizable population to the east in Cameroon, the suffering they are having in Nigeria will never ever happen to them. I'm very sure of that, 100%. And that's why they are very afraid that Ambazonia will not succeed. Any day Ambazonia succeed away from Cameroon, or it turns to a humanitarian disaster, I'm going to tell you what's going to it will have a ripple effect directly in Nigeria. It's just because maybe Ijo Nation, Urobo Nation, or the Aison, they are minor ethnic group, assuming they are sizable or chunk of themselves in southern Cameroon. No matter where you go to, as a Yoruba person, if you find yourself in Republic of Benin, you are still a Yoruba person. The Anagos in Republic of Benin will not chase you away. In fact, they will tell you, come and buy a land there. And we have some of our brothers who are in the south who prefers to come to holiday in Republic of Ghana because they still see themselves as part of these people, irrespective of the imaginary borders that we have. So
the artificial
if African leaders are still living that illusion, and with this age of internet that is showing people that they have people that they can resonate with culturally, religiously in every other region of Africa, and they know that they are indigenous to that part, not that they migrated, that they are indigenous to that part, and they don't address these issues, Africa will continue to be a cycle of constant fights, revolution, and whatnot and wars. It's sad this happening in Congo.
I know.
It's a call on every other West African region to fix these border issues and just accept that Africans, the way we are wired as people, we tend to think ethnically. All those Nigeria, Cameroon rubbish that the Europeans put on our forefathers has not really integrated into our head as people. We don't have a nationalistic mindset. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that contribution. Okay, brilliant one, right? So because of our time, let's always make it pretty much snappy enough. Okay, here is another caller. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Hey, Alhaji Wahab. How are you, sir?
Good evening, my brother. How are you and your family?
Very well, sir.
Hope you staying strong.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my good.
Sir.
Nice show as usual. I don't even know where to start from. Let me put two in one.
You know,
in Lagos matter.
Yes, sir.
Obasa has something on Tinubu. It's not the Tinubu we know. Tinubu is somebody who playing car with you. He has all the joker in his pocket. Obasa bold enough. He went to Abuja to go and see Tinubu. Tinubu can't see him. Yep. So shame on about Tinubu. We negotiate. We know what is going on. But on this, madam, it disappointed me too when I see all those shakara bula. Me and my friend are saying, what is all this one, man?
It's all drama.
But that's all drama. That's what they turn Lagos State into now. Like what you say earlier on, there's nowhere they're going to go. They have to bring their Alaye Baba. That's why I'm talking. What is all that for? They've already turned all Lagosians
without them.
Yeah, it's not complete. They have already turned everybody to Agbero and all those kind of mentality. Although I'm from Idumota, sometimes you come out from the ghetto, you have to take the ghetto away from yourself. But that's not the issue. That's where Tinubu led us, all of us to. But on this last caller, I like the take of what he's saying. But look at it this way. You can't say that Africa is poor and all of you, the Western world, you come in there to come and steal something. Africa is not poor. We just don't have a good leader. Example of Nigeria, these Yoruba people or something like that. We can't compare ourselves. All Nigeria, not even Fulani, not even Hausa. We can't compare all ourselves to other people who are strong-minded. Yoruba, other people, Omoluabiwa, and people eating Danu. It's not only Tinubu. Look at all those Baba Afenifere. Are they not there? Where are all those people? They call them the elders Yoruba. They are not there, and now they are bringing a religious card game to Yoruba land. Now, I'm a Muslim the day I was born. I know, But at the same time, nothing can happen in Nigeria and Yoruba land. Then I go to Saudi Arabia. It's what I know. I say, oh, I want to go in there. I don't have visa. They will send me back. There's something in the Quran they call Iman, and there's something in the Quran they call Bilad. Bilad mean my country. Iman mean my faith. They will, the Saudi they will tell me I can't go to UAE. Say I want to go there. So all those imams saying this, that, the elders who terrorists, they won't allow you. Somebody is paying all these people to saying that. How am I going to go and kill another Christian? How am I going to go and stone another woman because he saw Batala? Did the Quran tell you that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, I do my own religion, you do yours. Where is all that? I'm a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day, but it doesn't.
Your own type of Muslim is what they are trying to reject now. They said you people they said that you have been bullied to accept this tolerance. That by your own type of Islam says, right? Anyone who is not a Muslim is an infidel, right? Okay. And you can deal with them. So people like yourself are now being considered as moderates. That's where
no. They get it wrong. Saudi, Mayegun, please. I want to ask all those imams who are fighting all this religious war. Have they ever lived in? I know some of them they say they go to Saudi. Have they ever lived in any Arabian country?
Possibly not.
Mayegun, believe me, there's many people in Saudi Arabia and UAE who don't pray. There's some people in Saudi Arabia now who are idol worshippers. There's some people in Saudi Arabia now, they are trying to call themselves atheists. They want to celebrate Christmas, they want to celebrate Halloween, everything. Are they not Saudi by birth? Yeah. They are Saudi Arabia. So let's talk this thing. That's why I told them that something, if anyone could challenge me with what I'm saying, there's 2 things in Quran. They call it Iman. Another thing in the Quran, they call it Bilad. Emi go shafa omole keuni mi, but gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yìí ó ń sọ rubbish ni kọ́kọ́ ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi kí dẹ̀ máa sáré lọ Saudi Arabia. Jowas yẹn lọ́kàn máa béèrè passport ló ń jẹ́ Jowas. Jowas ẹ̀dà, visa ẹ̀dà. Wọ́n máa tẹ́ ẹ padà ní kálíwalẹ̀ ẹ̀ǹtẹ̀ mọ̀jùnú. Are you crazy? Ìmáàmù ó dàbí pé ẹ ti crazy ẹ̀ǹtẹ̀ mọ̀jùnú ẹ̀ǹtẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn ìmáàmù tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wọ́n ti gbowó níyàn follow Quran nìkan wá pamọ́.
Agenda ni.
Fulani agenda, thank you. Fulani agenda ni rí múríkì wèrè yẹn ó ní tí nǹkan kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Sọ̀dánà Sókótó àwọn máa lọ jà ń bẹ̀ ni ṣé ó máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ láti Camberwell lọ jà ń bẹ̀ ni nítorí mo mọ̀ pé o ní family kan around Camberwell to Peckham ṣé ó máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ Camberwell lọ́ máa lọ jà níbẹ̀ ni.
No, possibly another poor people's children will have to be matched to do that.
Hypocrite. Monafiki ló ń ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ́rọ̀ lọ Yorùbá nation ìlú wa bìláàdì mi nìyẹn nǹkan tí Quran sọ fún mi nìyẹn I'm a Muslim ìmán yẹn wà lára mi bọ̀ kò ń ṣe pé kí n wá máa lọ bá àyàn jà ìwọ gbọ́ pé gbogbo ọmọ prophet ni prophet Noah gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn ló gba ìmán ló gba ẹ̀sìn lọ́wọ́ bàbá wọn ni. No, àwọn ọ̀nkùlù Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ìmí inú abòrìṣà ni wọ́n tó fi kú. Kí wá ní tèmi ń bẹ̀? Ọlọ́run ní kí n sin òun ni, Ọlọ́run ní kí n dá wàhálà lẹ̀ sí ní tẹ́ bá gbé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí iná bá bùlà níbo là ń lọ.
La fẹ́ sá lọ, bó la wá kó lọ.
Àbò orí tí K1 ti sọ pé àwọn àtẹ̀jẹ́ ìdàgbà ìtọ̀rọ̀ yìí. But Mayegun, thank you for your call, but stay strong, but Thank
you so much for that.
Thank you very much, my brother. Next one, sir.
Take care, Baba. So I have another caller there again. Here, did I get you on? Hello. I hope you will try back. Okay, so sorry. Sometimes when you get connected, when the call is picked, the problem is about a connection. Did I get you on? By the way, hello.
Oh, my good general.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm calling from Sweden, Ejikeme.
Ejikeme?
Yes.
From Sweden.
Yes.
How are you?
From Sweden. I'm fine. It has been long that I called, but I do listen to you.
Thank you so much.
Sure, but yeah. It's nice show this evening. What I want to say now, very brief,
Yes, sir.
is what is happening in Anambra State.
Right.
I myself are from Anambra State.
Bless you.
You know, I like what by this, try to, stop all this kidnapping and all this thing that is going on. Yeah. But again, my fear is that innocent, they will not just go and put down innocent nothing.
My own fear too.
That's my
because
fear.
we have seen it happen in the past, where
somebody will not
they go after their political enemies, and then they call them. They have to tag them something so that they can kill or destroy them. My own fear too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and secondly, who have houses in Anambra State, they live abroad. You will just see your house and be bulldozing your house where on the picture. You understand? Just because maybe somebody kidnapper passed the road or anything happened in that area, they use your house because maybe they suspect or whatever happened. That's nothing more. That's my somebody's house will not just bulldoze for nothing. Because
there's no way to prove that it is not. Once they say it's a kidnapper's house, they bring bulldozers. They carry their media. The media says, "Oh, it's a kidnapper's house."
This is kidnapper's house. They don't care.
Nothing more.
That's what I'm afraid of. I like what they are doing. That's because of kidnapping. A lot of people have stopped coming home because of that.
I want them to actually know something called crime scene. Okay, in an investigation, all right. If you found that this is the kidnapper's den, stop demolishing houses. That means that house we have a lot of evidence. Okay, if it's been a place they have been keeping people or killing people, you don't need to demolish it within 24 hours. Just make sure that the entire place is, the entire place is called a crime scene. Nobody is allowed in. Nobody is allowed out.
Of course. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Evidence, Abi.
With you.
What is the hurry for? Why are they demolishing right away?
Yeah, I agree with you. Hey,
Jigeme, thank you so much for this call.
Good night. God bless you.
And you too, Baba. Thank you very
God
much.
Bless you.
Here is another caller. A brother from another mother. How you doing, Baba?
All hell Biafra, all hell Oduduwa.
Biafra, all hell Oduduwa. Bro, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm enjoying the show. I came in the last end of it. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really sit down and listen to you. But it's always a pleasure watching you speaking the truth, the gospel that the people need to know to desensitize their mind as we move forward to the breakup of Nigeria, the zoological republic. There's a lot to talk about. Like the last caller, when he talked about them bulldozing the houses and things like that. This is just another add-on to the madness when people are going to snap. They're really, really going to get all these politicians and things like that. It's like we're in 2025 and yet it's still behaving very primitively, where you just go and just because you're accused of something and you claim that you're in a democracy, and then they just go and bulldoze your house. No investigation is done. It's just hearsay, word of mouth.
This is 2025. Why the hurry? In fact, demolition of houses should be something that at the end of the day should be court sanctioned. Like court should say demolish it, or confiscate it. Why demolition within 24 hours of tagging a place criminal's den? There's a lot. It's like destroying evidence. There will be a lot inside that place to reveal the operational procedures or the activities of these alleged kidnappers. Why are you demolishing?
Exactly.
It's destroying evidence.
It's just, they say Nigeria is a zoo, and it truly is a zoo because there's no common sense at all. And people, it's just lawless. It's just, just free for all. They do whatever they want. They just think of a law and they'll just enact on it, overnight. And how do you think a society is supposed to excel like that? It's not going to work. That's why we need to break that place up. And another thing I want to talk about is Fulanis. These Fulanis have become a real problem. They have once again messed with my property back home. And overnight, like this is like the third time already. 3 different properties of mine. And no one is really talking about this. Yeah, they came overnight and stole all my chickens. The previous one, they brought their cows and destroyed all the farming on one of the lands. In another land, the same thing. The second one they did, if not for the guy that was in the land that was supposed to watch over it, that used his cutlass to like at least attack one of them. If not, they will totally destroy everything. And there's no accountability. There's no one for you to go to talk to about anything. This is pushing many people. It's going to push me to the point that I'm going to have to do what I need to do, and I'm not going to talk about it. People will hear about it, And I don't know what kind of country.
For the sake of our listeners, if I may ask, exactly
this happened in Imo State and also in PH, Iguacha, which is Port Harcourt.
Right.
So this is where I was very vexed about it, but I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stay cool. Let's not, talk too much over the air. We just need to start acting. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
anyway,
enough is enough. These people, All right, thank you so much, guys. Hit the like button. I don't understand why there's 500 and something people on here, and there's over 1,000 something watching just on YouTube, and there's more on Facebook and other things. Please hit the like button. Support this man. Every day we need to donate to this man, at least so he could buy some coffee. Please, this is not. It's not easy work, people. Please,
thank you.
Help us.
Bless you.
Share and subscribe. All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. Take it easy, man, okay? And you have a very wonderful, week. Here is another caller on the line. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Maye.
How are you?
How are you? I'm good.
I am very well, too.
I just want... Yeah, I just want to comment. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We are all here, ma'am. We are listening.
Yes. Yes, I want to comment briefly on this matter of the Congolese.
Oh dear, that is an hot topic right now. Things can really get so really bad this week.
Comment. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. So we need to mute the broadcast so that you and I can, talk on the phone.
Okay.
Is that all right? Okay. So because if you are listening to the broadcast and you're also on the phone, that is like multitasking. So we'll be missing.
Yeah, I get you now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This Congolese happening, I was just looking at the situation. It's just like the situation happening in Nigeria and the ethnic cleansing in the east.
It is so similar. The happenings is so similar, man. But go on.
Yeah, I liken it to it. And if we do not do something about it, it will move to other parts of the south. Let us not think that it's happening in the east. It will not come to south. It will move gradually to south. That's one. Two, I also observe that this Lagos thing of their House of Assembly, they have not been sincere. All of a sudden, Obasa has become the devil himself. They are casting him and banding him. Obasa is a force. And I pray that they handle him roughly so that they can destroy Lagos with their own hands. That is what I'm seeing in that Obasa Lagos sector. Because it's from that
it's not even just in Lagos that this is happening, okay? In Oshun, they have kicked Director Baba Kabiru away, that his own supporters are finally pulled out of APC in Oshun right now. So it's the same, like the internal scuffle, the internal, sort of burst is already ongoing. But we don't know if it's just going to remain a storm in the teacup or it will become a big storm politically. Time will tell.
Time will actually define which way we will do it.
That's right, man.
But as for our brother, Sowore, I just pray that he will not be poisoned. Because these people can be very funny. If they grant him bail, let him take and walk over so that they don't kill him for nothing. So those are my contributions. I'm calling from Canada. My name is Julie.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Julie, our lady. Thank you so much, okay? I appreciate your stopping by, ma'am, okay? You have a good one.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
and I've taken another one. Sorry about that. Here is another caller. MOG, sir. Are you there? Okay. That's the problem with, sometimes that's the problem with the connection, okay? Keep trying. There is another caller again. Hello.
Hello. My ego there, my ego general.
Yes, sir. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, fine, thank you. My name is Michael. I'm calling from my space, USA.
Say that again. From where in USA, sir?
Yeah, from USA. I'm calling from Minnesota, United States of America. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's how are you doing there?
That's Michael from Minnesota. That's the first time we are actually chatting, is it?
Yeah.
It is the first time. We have something for first time callers. And that's okay. To announce.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you. You've done noble. You've done noble.
Thank you.
Thanks for your consistency. I appreciate you. Any day, anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah, my ego. The situation in Congo. People are commenting about Congo. I visited Nigeria during the Xmas.
Right.
I know you will not agree with me, but I'm going to say it loud and clear.
Please.
Tinubu is God sent. Tinubu is God sent.
Can you explain?
All we are looking at is just the economy. Yeah, but we would have been enslaved in that country if Fulani were allowed.
Okay.
You see, why they are bitter is not only that the presidency shifted, rather, Tinubu slowed jihad. By now, we would have been refugees by now, all of us.
Wow.
Yeah, I am now saying, in spite of the horrible economy, Tinubu has done much better in security. So we should look at things from that perspective, the perspective of security.
Okay.
Because we would have been, in fact, all of us would have been running to Cameroon by now. Because I followed Nigerian politics and the Fulani jihad right from 10 years ago. And I knew that if Tinubu hadn't come on board, it would have been a game over. Yeah, so I know most people will not agree with me. Yeah.
You will say, yeah?
Yes, he slowed it down. Yeah, he slowed it down.
Okay.
Yeah. I thank you very much. I want to be brief so that I'll give others a chance to talk.
Thank you very much, Michael, sir.
You are doing a good job. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Continue.
Yeah, we don't really have to agree, but this is your point. There are probably people who feel same way, right? And it is your reality. Okay. And thank you so much for actually stopping by, sir. You have a good one, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you.
Goodbye. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too. Here is another caller, by the way. Hello. Hello, sir.
Maye Baba.
All
right. Okay, Lunsoro.
Say that again.
It's Hawkeye talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Have we actually chatted before as well, or just in the comments?
Yes. Well, I chatted on the comment session,
because I think,
and also we've spoken one time. Yeah, we've spoken before, just once.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Please.
You're welcome. I just want to appreciate you, my brother, for everything. You know, you've been doing a lot. I mean, it got to a point that I abandoned Nigerian news. I just didn't want to hear about it. But every time I, come on my Egun Diary, I feel like, okay, something truthful will come out.
At least
So,
I can cope to some extent. Just listening to my Egun.
So, thank you so much. So I just want to chip in something on this issue of, the problem in Congo. In my opinion, I want to support Kagame, because if we look at it, there is no other African leader that would help these people in Congo. Those people are really, really suffering.
Honestly.
I mean, they've been deprived of anything that concerns humanity. I mean, so I just feel like the man is doing it in a way, even though they called him criminal. Well, that is what the West say, and I don't believe that. So I just want to chip in that and say thanks to you. And stay off Nigeria, please.
I will. I mean, for the sake of the Templars of this temple, right? I think I'm still pretty much very useful to a lot of people here.
Yes,
feeling
please.
The vacuum of misinformation out there, feeling the vacuum of the propaganda that they have created, so that people can have something called balance, even if it is not palatable most of the time for people. But it is still it's still something. And thank you very much for the support as well. Okay.
And please, one last thing. Sorry, the last caller.
Go on, sir.
Yeah, the last caller mentioned that Tinubu is a God sent. I don't know where God sent him to, but absolutely is not to me, or so. Thank you so much.
From the start, they said we may not agree with him, but in his own reality, right? He believes that, he's messing up the economy front, but he slowed down the GI.
Well, it's all for himself, not for. He's not even considering he's not even thinking the way the caller was thinking.
Well,
this guy is a crook from head to bottom,
And people need to understand that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the idea,
whatever he does, he will just run away to France at last.
The idea of the security improving is also factually not correct. But I have to give it to him if that is his own reality. Because for that, more people have been killed, more people have been kidnapped, more ransom have been paid than anybody's time, even during the Boko Haram's time, right? But again, that is his own reality, Baba. So
right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the time.
Okay?
Yeah. All right.
Bless you. Now, mine is to take the call, have a bit of a conversation, and then I have been I've been the one talking. So it's your turn. So I'm not going to engage in an argument because I do not agree with what you say. Similarly, if you are watching right now and there is something that Mayegun said that you don't agree to, right, or agree with, the right thing is to call in and say your own. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to disagree with you in a way that is going to be like a competition that I want to be, you want to be right. No. That is what makes it more interesting. There are people that will hear your call and they will take it personal. They will call in straight up and say, no, I disagree with that. But respectfully, this is Emoji Park. Hello.
Hello, my good evening from here, my brother.
Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Thank you so much. And you?
Well, thank you. Please.
The caller before now that said Tinubu is God said. I'm sorry, I disagree.
Okay.
He never slow. Tinubu did not slow down jihad in Nigeria. Tinubu traded a lot of effort that's supposed to stop the jihad in Nigeria just to be in office. Because if you remember, ESN was formed. Omoteku was formed. Tinubu fought ESN. Had it been that Yoruba people gathered together and stopped him, then I believe that was what took the life of Akio, because he's the one that in front said this must happen. You know, remember when this guy, the Afenifere president, when they shot the daughter, their maid that is. Yes, their maid that escaped the scene said it's Fulani, that she saw them. Tinubu said, do you see the cows? Show us the cows, because he wanted to be president. So Tinubu traded a lot of lives, a lot of, if I follow the moves, and this time around with the economy, he giving them leverage, and people are now poor to get into their trap. You see, Lakuruna, or what do they call them? Recruiting people with 1 million naira. Had it been economy is good, nobody will look at them. Nobody will go there for 1 million to go and kill himself. Okay, had it been because of this thing they are doing, ESN could have stand. Like the first caller that called in this program said, when you're fighting Hausa in Niger, Hausa people in Nigeria will join hands. So we know who we are. We know our brothers. We know where to defend and who to kill. Tinubu is there, and some Yorubas are refugee in Yoruba land because he wanted to be president. Tinubu is not God sent, my brother. I'm sorry, but let me just leave him there. What happened? What is happening in Congo? Sometimes when I look at Congo, I say, why God? Where is God? In fact, where is God? Because if you go to YouTube and type about Congo, what is happening in Congo? Those people that are coming up now, fighting now, they are living in the bush. They are dying every day. They are killing them every day. Even their president now, they don't even allow them to come close. Sometimes he will instigate the Muslims to go and kill them. They are killing them like chicken. Nothing is happening there. And this guy, Museveni and Paul Kagame, what they are doing now, I believe that they want to achieve something before they die. Because they are the ones that these people used to get all those grounds that in Congo, and some of that part of the Africa there. Because that's what they call African Liberation Army. Kagame and Museveni were the one championing it that time. They were fighting. That time they were so young. They killed one guy from Elytra. They shot the guy at the back. The case of that guy has never been resolved till today. So I believe Paul Kagame denying, he knows what he's doing. Thank you so much. I pray God will rebuild them so they will fight and get their land back and get their insanity back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Emoji. All right, Baba, stay safe, okay? Indeed. There is so much at play. If all of us have been paying attention, it's just that we concentrate a lot on what is going on in the contraption of almost every day. And, if things don't get out of hand this way, sometimes a lot of us don't really have much interest. Congo has been so mismanaged. And the people, they have been through hell. Honestly speaking, that you don't even know who is fighting for them anymore. Like, who is fighting for them and who are just fighting for their own interest. Nobody knows anymore. Yeah, is another caller. Hello.
Hello, Mayego.
Hello, ma'am. Able God says, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, like it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, so this is Angelic. I'm using my mom's number.
Is that right? It's because I think I've seen this number before. Somehow I have.
Before.
Anyway,
Yes.
it's good to hear from you again, Angelic, ma'am. Please.
Yes. Okay, so Mayogun, I just have two things to say. I'm not gonna take your time. I just want to be brief. Number one, okay, sorry, I'm lost. Sowore is being taken. I don't really know.
Yes, they've locked him up today.
Wow.
And it's called indefinite detention, which means there is no time it will be released. It may be released tomorrow, or it may be released in December 2025.
Okay, and the other caller said Tinubu is God sent.
Yes,
so this is my question now. How is it? Because sometimes they say if they explain Nigeria to you and you know verse, that is you don't really understand it very well. So my question now is, Sowore is taken on top waiting, and Tinubu is God sent. So if you look at it now, is it not in Tinubu's regime that because it's like everybody in Nigeria now, you just have to bow down for Tinubu, right? Yes. There's certain thing you need to say. There are some you don't need to talk. Like if you say anything concerning them, you are in problem. They're gonna either carry you or lock you up. Yeah. For no reason.
You don't have to do anything. A friend of mine once told me.
And you don't have.
Yeah, a friend of mine once told me that when I said I've not done anything wrong, I mean I can go to Nigeria and all of that. I said, "What is wrong with you? You don't even have to do anything before they pick you up. You then later think about what to actually charge you for. Do you understand? So that is what the place is right now. You don't have to do anything.
So
wrong.
a country that has a president that is God sent, is it supposed to be like that?
Ask them.
This is my question, because when we are talking about, because he said something again about security. The other caller, I'm very sorry, I'm not tackling you. I'm just saying, if you are looking at it at one perspective, don't come and tell us he is to all perspective. Look at it on your side, because you did not even give any cogent evidence or reasons for us to see why he is God sent.
Well, he did.
Because as I'm talking to you now,
he did say that the emergence of Tinubu actually halted the jihad. That if not for him, we would have become refugees in other countries right now. And I'm like,
but I don't believe that
you are not refugees already, because there are refugees, Nigerians who have become refugees under Tinubu, whose homes have been invaded, who have run away from their houses.
So that was why when the other caller was talking, you see the way he was just breaking it down. Yeah. So that was why I said, when you are saying it's God sent, to what aspect? Is it in your, like maybe your family has helped you people in some way? That was why you said it's God sent. Now we are not looking at a family. Somehow he may be, must have helped my own family. But what about other families? As I'm talking to you today, Mayogun, my brother called me. If you see the way I screamed at him, because I know he was calling me for money. Now, these are all graduates. Do you understand me? These are all graduates that I know what my mommy went through and my daddy for all of us to go to school. Invested. But I tell you today, none of them is using that education. None of them. So I don't know how God sent he is. That you came into power. There are a lot of unemployment. And these are graduates that are just line follow. Some of them say you don't even know if they're graduates again, because when you see them, the lack of no money to even feed or to even look good, you don't even know. Some of them will tell you, I just have to do this manual job just for me to feed my family.
To survive.
So I don't know where they got it. Then as for security stake, did you see the man that left from here to Nigeria and they kidnapped him?
Yep.
So what is it telling me about all this kidnapping that is going on rampant every day that we are hearing? How is Tinubu a God sent to that aspect? What kind of security? If one thing slow down, does that mean other places working?
Exactly.
My brother, think very well.
That's something that people need to understand as well, okay? People still being chased out of their homes. There are still people who are ended up in refugee camps. Those who are in refugee camps have not been returned back to their homes. So,
and you're telling me they got them. is it? So in what aspect? When you say God send, how they will come and tell you they want to share money for people. I tell you that money maybe it will get to the people in Bodilon. You will people in Ipaja, people in Ayobo, people in Ikeja. People they will not get it, and they will not come outside on air and tell you he has given them whatever billion. Who did you give this money to? Eh? My nephew is in school, right? And the mommy called me and said, auntie me, they want to borrow money to buy buy. Just leave us, so let's be paying the school fees the way we are paying it. Oh, may God they provide for us. Don't go and borrow any money. Oh. She said, I said, don't even try, because the money that you will borrow that I love. On a normal day, as a citizen, you are entitled to some things, but you are not getting it. What are they borrowing? So what is now the God sense in this thing? I've not seen any enjoyment in this regime. Maybe people that are closer to him, yes, and maybe that my brother too is closer to him. Maybe. That's why he's saying no, please. Me, this is just my own part of side of my own story that I'm saying. If everybody calling today now to want to tackle this guy on this thing that he says,
everybody's reality is different. So
I know.
Somehow our realities are kind of similar too. All right. See, some of us who really feels for a lot of people. Some of us can pay our bills. Angelic, you can handle whatever it is the family has to endure. To God be the glory. Right? When you look at people who have actually, who are going through it, hardworking people, but they can't feed, they can't pay their bills. It breaks hearts.
They can't.
You know what I mean? And you can look around and be like, normally, if you want to be selfish, right, you should just pretend everything is fine because you can pay your bills.
That is it.
But there are those who are more hardworking than yourself, and you watch them more or less like waste away, and you're like, God damn.
I tell you.
Look at this.
I said I went to Nigeria within a week, 6 million naira. I'm not kidding.
Yep.
I sold my gold.
Bungalow and do fence.
I tell you, I am not kidding. I sold my gold because I couldn't even call my husband to send money. I was like, okay, this is what I have. My auntie took me to Malam, Aboki. I sold those gold just to have money to give people. My auntie was like, why are you doing all this? I said, hey, auntie me, will I leave this country like this? These are my childhood friends. We all went to school together.
Jesus.
2 of them, I paid their children WAEC school fees. I had to buy like how many bags of rice, giving people. And somebody is telling me, and it's a God sent. How?
I know. Angelic, thank you so much.
It is well, no.
I mean, it should be.
My dear, okay.
You stay safe, okay? God bless you. Keep blessing
okay, my dear. Thank you for all you're doing. No, God bless you.
Amen. And you too.
Bye.
All right, stay safe, man. All right. You see, that's one thing that people need to understand as well. All right. See, I have said this many times. I said, if all of us want to be honest, right? There was a time that 200 pounds, right, was a very good money. Even though 200 pounds back then was like maybe 50,000 naira, but it had value. I'm talking about it had value. Now, today, you will give people 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds, all right? It looks so much money. But by the time you begin to kind of spend it, it doesn't have the same value, right? The same value that 200 pounds had back then. It's not the same value that 200 pounds have now. 200 pounds right now is like 400,000 naira. 200 pounds back then was 50,000 naira. But when you go back and check what you were able to do with 50,000 back then, 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So what you want to do with 400,000 naira now, that's how you get to know what an inflation is and what these guys have done to the people of Nigeria. Then when you now look at people who are actually like working so hard, earning so little, the inflation is still there, right? Eating so much into what they are earning. You are like, Baba, na die everybody day. You know, Air Force One. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to you. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm okay. How are you?
Well, I'm very well. Oh, thanks so much for asking. Please.
How
are you?
Okay, I just have a question real quick. This peacekeeper or whatever they call them in Congo, has that been any like ongoing war before in Congo?
It's been an endless, kind of war. You get the people they call the rebels. They are Congolese themselves from the eastern part of Congo, and they are fighting for what they call marginalization, exploitation of their resources, and impoverishment of their people. That the money they are making from their resources is not really reflecting in the lives of their people. They wanted more. And the government has been kind of like fighting them, killing them, arresting them, on and on, until it escalated about 10 years ago, when they kind of like now had proper, strength to fight back. So in the process, they invited external observers, peacekeepers, to ensure that the rebels and the government protect the civilians. You get that now? But that never protected civilians per se. So you see these peacekeepers, UN, claiming to be protecting.
So they are protecting their own
refugees, but there's no real protection because more and more people are being killed or sent to the refugee camps while their villages, their communities were being ransacked. It's been an endless one until now.
So I mean, technically, those peacekeepers are protecting the interests of the foreigners, like the Westerners and everybody.
That is what the rebel says. It's never to protect the people.
I mean, okay. So they want to take over the capital right now. I think their president is the one that governs away from France, right?
Mm-hmm. That's their destination. They said they will capture the president alive. They will capture all his cabinet members. What they will do after that, I don't know.
I think their president is the one that governs from France, right? That live in France and control everything from France.
No. They have their president that lives in Kinshasa. But they are all kind of like mostly in Belgium, France. You're right. They are mostly there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I pray for them. The M13, or what do they call them? M14, whatever. The long M23, they will conquer the whole capital.
So you are now
Cameroon will be liberated.
You are siding the rebels now. You are siding with
them. Baba, come to think of it now, all African countries are blessed with natural resources. And not only African countries. For example, America is blessed with all sorts of resources too. But they leave their home here, keep it cool, reserve it. And they are coming down to Africa to siphon everything. And at the end of the day, paying peanuts. Is natural resources supposed to be a blessing to its citizen of that territory or a cause?
Normally, it should be a blessing, but to us in Africa, it seems that the more resources you have, the more trouble you will cause.
That's what I want to say. Thank you for the good job, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a very good one, okay? I have another caller as well. Hello there.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hey, Moget.
Finally, yes, you are through.
Moget through. Maye Gubaba. Maye Gubaba.
Yes,
Omo Alaba Ferreira ló sọ̀rọ̀ láti Chicago.
Alaba Ferreira.
Maye Gubaba. Moget through mo ṣọpẹ́ ni.
I know. Thank you so much.
Mo ṣe ń bọ̀ láti fi iṣẹ́, mo ń gbọ́ ẹ látàárọ̀, mo ń gbádùn ẹ, ọmọ Ọlọ́run á máa continue láti máa bless ẹ. Ọlọ́run á máa bless ẹ left and right, iṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe fún wa. You know, but jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ attack nǹkan tó jẹ́ ń pè. Ṣòro lórí burúkú tó pè tó ní God send ní Tinubu yẹn, ìpè ni mo fẹ́ fi ránṣẹ́ sí. Tẹ̀bí ẹ̀. You know, ògiri àlàpà ló máa sán, ògiri àlàpà ló máa sán pa.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ sà, ẹ máa gbọ́. A máa ń fún àwọn èèyàn tó bá pè wọlé yẹn ní immunity pé they have the right to say their own mind.
Ó bẹ́tà ká máa mọ̀ wọ́n pọ̀ lábúròdù. wọ́n pọ̀ lábọ̀ torí wọn lèmi náà ti lọ gbé gbá pé mo fẹ́ dá radio station sílẹ̀ just to be attacking the non-entities among us tó wà labroad àwọn olórí ibú ẹ̀dá tí Naija bá da tó yẹn ṣe jókòó sí Naija kẹ́ máa gbé ń bẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tán máa láwọn balance opinion ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọn earlier àwọn olórí ibú ẹ̀dá dédé àwọn ní balance wọ́n á máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n láwọn sọ fún ọ̀nẹ́ àwọn balance yẹ opinion nǹkan tí ò make sense if hypocrisy can be said to be the homage vice pays to virtue what is happening in Nigeria is an homage absolute nonsense is trying to pay to sense. Absolute nonsense. Ẹ̀yin wèrè kan tẹ wá labroad. Tọ́lọ̀ tẹ jápa nínú hell yẹn. Ẹ wá bí ẹ máa defend yẹ. Torí wọn ṣẹ́ mo ti fẹ́ lọ dá bí mi lè má lágbára tó tiẹ̀ láti inú kitchen mi. Technology to make it possible. Wọ́n á máa gbọ́. Àwọn gan ni mo fẹ́ focus lé lórí. The failure of our elites. The failure of our educated fools. Their silence, their stupidity to defend insanity. Ṣé state tó yẹ ká wà nìyẹn bọ́lá ń ṣe bless wa?
It's unfortunate.
Ṣé state tó yẹ ká wà nìyẹn? Àwọn wèrè jàtijàti wọn á máa calling, wọn á máa lo technology. Technology yẹn náà lèmi fẹ́ máa fi rán ìpè padà sí wọn. Technology yẹn gan náà lèmi náà fẹ́ máa fi mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, màá máa send an email. Torí àwọn olórí búbí wèrè tó pè yẹn tẹbí tara ẹ̀ ni mo máa fi pè rán sí wọn àwọn olóṣì ẹ̀dá dédé
God bless you.
àwọn wèrè tí a ti yà àwọn ó yẹ ká castigate à ń láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí separate àwọn mẹ́ta ló wà láàrin wa there are some people they are depraved that's the word Mayegun they are depraved then there are some others they are hypocrites. Hypocrisy and depravity are opposite sides of the same coin. The only reason why we have not moved an inch is because of these depraved and hypocrites among us.
Dishonest as well, you know. When
dishonest,
we call it
spreading poison into our community, killing the black man, poison with their opinions and thoughts. I won't worry. Joe by saying free speech, you won't. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún wọn ní fóònù láti fi sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àsìnwín dédé wọ́n pọ̀ kàtígórì mi bó ti bá ọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́ wọn nǹkan tó ń sọ àwọn wèrè.
Like you have to let it out again. God bless you, Pereira Baba. You see, sometimes sometimes we have to be that as blunt as we can because
we have to be. If we are not, we keep giving stage to these mad people.
Yep.
Want them bully wa. We have to be. We have to call a spade a spade. So you know, we man do anytime. Tomati so yẹn. To ma gbé kíni ẹja nuisance lele. You know, we man do ni. Nuisance lele complete. Èmi á tún bẹ́ẹ̀ fi complete one because man team ìṣe máa sọ nìyẹn. Àti mi á ní complete nuisance.
Nuisance lele.
Complete. Àwọn tó yẹ kán wà nínú tó yẹ kán lock wọn up sínú mental depravity home. Wọ́n gbé fóònù, wọ́n gbé microphone, wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó máa ń bí mi nínú jù nù wọn, àwọn tó ń gbé microphone, tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, tó ń type, àwọn wèrè type. Animal wọn dash me human rights. Animal. Animals. Ó yẹ ká separate àwọn èèyàn yàtọ̀ sí àwọn ẹranko wọ̀nyẹn ni wọ́n á pè. Bí àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ tó sọ pé tí ò máa ń ṣe prayer tòun. 10,000 owó wa ti wọ 10,000 sọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn àwọn wèrè gàtìgàtì tó ń gbé báìbù kiri àwọn asínwín àwọn wèrè ìyẹn ló jẹ́ pé Máyégún má ni mo sọ̀rọ̀ jù má
sọ̀rọ̀ tán as in kò sẹ́ tó pa àwọn mágógó lẹ́nu bàbá you see eléyìí tẹ́ sọ lálẹ́ yìí náà àrò mọ́ yẹn náà and I hope to hear more from you baba you know.
Yeah, I will send you a personal email and well I'll update you on
have a good one, sir.
And also
that is Alaba Pereira from Chicago. You know, again, we have had a very long night stroke evening right now. All right, we are almost in Nigeria right now. It's almost 12:30. It's like 12:23 a.m. Here in the UK, it is 11:23 a.m. And In America, I believe, again, it's over like at 5 p.m. also. So we've had an interesting evening, okay? Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, for your contribution, and those who are still calling in, because it's like more and more people are interested in calling in tonight. So we've had a very great evening. Now, let's keep it till tomorrow, okay? I am going to see you again tomorrow. And yeah, whatever you want to say tonight, you can hold it until tomorrow, where you have a chance of expressing yourself. So a very quick, big thank you to this, my brother, Oil Biafra, Oil Oddua, and that is E8. So to this other person as well, Aoki 360°. Thank you so much for your super chats. To everyone else, for your likes, for your share, and for your suspicion as well. I shall see you all again when I see you. Good night from here. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.